what's up? How's it going? Everybody out there in the Black Gay Comic Geek land. Welcome. Hold up. Wait, let me get in the frame. Welcome to my safe Gavin. Everybody, thank you guys so much for joining me for another live here on the channel. But if this is your first time seeing my face, if it's your first time clicking on the video, well, first and foremost, thank you so much. Let me introduce myself really quick. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. You see the logo? Wait, I can't figure out how to point. The logo right here. I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk superheroes, video games, comic books, action movies, horror movies, sci-fi, fantasy, animated movies, and of course I like to talk about Black representation and queer representation. Also, if you like this shirt, click the link in the description box below. Get you some Black Gay Comic Geek merch. Support your boy, support Black business. But with that said, guys, I see we got people joining in the live. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm, getting this live out there so more people could join, getting the video out there. So maybe people, if they're not available right now, they could watch the replay. Like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm like 10 subscribers away from hitting 7,500. So, woohoo, let's hit that milestone. But with that said, guys, as you know, if you join me for a live, I don't like to do these lives alone. And so this live, I'm actually very excited because for the first time on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel, I had to emphasize that we have an all queer panel tonight. I'm usually always the only gay motherfucker on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. So I'm excited about this panel. And so we're going to introduce everybody one by one. We're going to have them come on and introduce themselves since there's so many of us. So this person, you know her, you love her, you've been giving her compliments. We've been doing The Last of Us every single week. And she's the scientist extraordinaire. Let's have DIY Princess Vanta.
Hey everybody, what's up? I am your DIY queen, your movie guru. I do props, cosplay, talk about movies, all the good stuff. So hit me up if you have any questions. I'm super excited to be here because Scream is an amazing franchise and all of our guests are also incredible.
I hit you up, but hit you up where? You ain't say where.
Oh, on Instagram. Well, it says it in the below. You know, Instagram.
Yeah,
Twitter.
I mean it's in the description box.
It's in the description.
Sometimes people don't read. But anyway, next person we have on the stream. I've had him on. It's been a while actually. The last time I had him on was for the season finale of Chucky, season 1, not even season 2. Actually, haven't even seen season 2 yet. I'm a terrible person. But this person, horror extraordinaire. He likes things spooky. Let's bring on Bobby Torres.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Season 2, get on that.
I need to get on it.
I'm Bobby Torres. I have a YouTube. Oh, okay. Hold on. Bobby Torres with a Z, not an S. I have a YouTube channel called Bobby Likes It Spooky. Also on a podcast called People Under the Scares. And also I'm part of Screen Kings, a podcast on YouTube that comes out every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And yeah, you can find me on those.
All right. Next person we've also had on the channel recently to talk The Last of Us, the gay episode of The Last of Us. You know, keep it. Oh dang! Somebody put me in jail because I said I ain't see Chucky. But talked about episode 7 of The Last of Us. It was his favorite episode. I'm like, yes, we got to have we got to have more gays to talk about the gay episode. This person is also everybody on this channel are horror aficionados. So like, I'm like studying between like what Doctor Strange did to the Ancient One and the Doctor Strange movie. Teach me. I'm like that with everybody on this panel. So let's bring on Yutaka.
Hi, how's it going? I already see some folks, but yeah, no, my name's Yutaka from the Horror Hour, and we are gutted, rotted, and filthy, if you know. And I'm just here to have a great time, talk Scream.
And yes, gay, homosexual, all queer, all BIPOC panel. So let's go. Now, final person I'm excited to have on, super excited to have on. She's been in my purview for a while. And I think the first official time that we actually not had a conversation, like we've had conversations before, but like really talk in depth was recently. And I was like, I really need to have her on the channel. She's an expert. She's cool. She got I can't have color my hair like her because I'm bald, but maybe I could do my beard. She's giving me the Deku from My Hero Academia style going on. She's going to save the world. Let's bring on Zero Gravity.
Zero.
Woo! Thanks for having me.
Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Zero Gravity. I am online as at IDK Gravity. I am a horror host and entertainer here in NYC and beyond. I'm also 1/3 of the Blurdy Massacre podcast, your one-stop shop for all things Black and nerdy, with my two lovely co-hosts. And it's also a fellow gay. There we go. And it's my first time in the Gaven, in the safe Gaven, and I'm like so happy to be here. And like, yeah, let's do it.
Yes, you're definitely now part of the safe Gaveneers.
Ooh, I like that.
I love this.
Yeah, which is what you all are. You all are part of the family now. Even if you're on the channel once, and you say I don't want to come back, then I guess you'll be a distant cousin then. But you're still anybody that comes on is part of the family. So, guys, with that said, obviously, if you couldn't tell from the title of this episode, we are talking full spoilers for Scream 6, which will include all the Screams. So, give me something to see, count my demons. That's my American Idol. Guys, I could have won American Idol, so don't hate on the voice. But yeah, so hopefully you've seen Scream or you don't care about spoilers. But with that said, guys, even though this is a chat between the five of us, it's a live stream. That means I need you in the comments letting me know what you thought about Scream, predictions for maybe Scream 7. How does this rank in terms of all the other Scream movies? This is we are the lightsabers and you guys are the Jedi. You will dictate how this chat goes. And so with that, if you have a burning question or comment or anything like that you want to get out to us, of course, I'm going to be reading and moderating the chat. But with that said, and if you want to support the chat, if you want to leave us a super chat, it'll instantly get my attention so I can answer your question, and it'll support the channel. So it's not expected, but it is appreciated. So with that said, let's get into the scary movie. So let's see. Who am I going to start with? Who's going to be my first victim? So Zero, since it's your first time on, what is your experience with the Scream franchise in general? And then just give your general thoughts of this movie.
Okay.
All
right. My co-hosts love to tease me, and it's gonna make its way out sooner rather than later. I feel like Bobby might already have an inkling, but I love horror and I love thriller, suspense, sci-fi, dark fantasy, everything. I'm not very picky when it comes to my horror movies at all. That's why I don't like calling myself a critic. I'm very easily impressed. I'm just here for a good time, but I do have a little bit of a hierarchy, okay? And out of all the horror subgenres, I have to admit that slasher films are my least favorite. I get a little bored. Just, killing, people die every day. And
hey!
To me, it's like, I'm a little bit more of like an extraterrestrial, something that I can't see when I just turn on the news. That doesn't mean that I hate slashers, which, my co-hosts will tease me and be like, oh, Zero, she hates slashers. She don't even know Michael Myers, shit like that. But it's fine. I love Scream.
So what kind of horror movies? So what kind of horror movies do you like?
Well, I definitely go for more like sci-fi horror first. Like if I had it, I watch anything, trust me, I will watch anything. But if I have a choice, I will always go sci-fi horror first, creature features first, yeah, anything that I can't like imagine, space is like all of that. Not crazy about paranormal, but I'll go there too. But I'm really into like monster design and kind of out of this world kind of stuff, Lovecraftian, you know. But again, I will watch anything and I can have a good time watching anything.
Okay, so
Even
did you have a good
Scream.
time? I was gonna say, did you have a good time with?
Oh yeah, I had a great time. I do have a great time. Sometimes the fandom kind of gets under my skin just a little bit
I
because
mean,
it's
yeah, that's with a lot of, especially the Star Wars fans. Like,
I was okay, I wouldn't relate. I don't think Scream fans are like
no,
that
no, no, they're
bad,
not. They're not that bad. No.
but they can be pretty bad. And I think it was funny that you mentioned, so you call your community the wait, what do you call them? The
Stay safe, gay veneers.
safe gay veneers, which
Yeah.
I think is hilarious that you said that because I just tweeted today, because I don't think there's a name for the Scream fandom. Like you have the Whovians and the Trekkies, and you know everyone's got a name, but there's not really a name for the Scream
No.
fandom. So I tweeted
I was thinking.
asking
I
my
was thinking. I
followers.
was thinking screamers.
I heard screamers. I heard
Maybe stabbers.
not I didn't hear that one, but I heard like what's it called?
Did you say
I'll pull it up later.
phonies?
Phonies, yeah. Mary Beth came in with the phonies, the stabbers, the lungs, a lot, and one just took the cake, which actually like had me on my ass earlier. But one of my friends online said the LGBT.
I'm dead.
I'm done.
and I can't even front like I think that one might take the cake, but I think I have a lot of love for Scream.
I mean, the gays do love Scream though.
Yeah.
Listen, gays were invented by the government to promote the Scream franchise. That's why we're all here today with this very specific common interest of loving Scream and being queer. It happens. But yeah, I love the first one. I could talk about Scream Prime for hours. And its cultural impact on both the slasher genre and just horror as a big umbrella in general. It's, you know, y'all already know this. I don't have to start this train. And then I kind of fell off, you know. I definitely did fall off. Came back with Scream 5, had a great time with Scream 5. And now I feel like I'm kind of like I'm stuck here because Scream 6 is in our city now. So like I kind of gotta show up, you know, like I pretend that I love Friday the 13th Part 8, even though that movie is trash, but it takes place in our city, so I got to stay here anyway. But I was really into this. I had a great time. The kills were great. The humor was great. The performances were great. I really have I have no issues with it, so I'm good.
All right, Yutaka.
Oh, shit, I knew it was coming here. Okay. All right. Well, I do. I love the Scream franchise. We like to joke on my podcast that, you know, I'm old Deborah because I've been to all of them in the theaters. I go every opening weekend. It's a thing. I hold Wes Craven just so near and dear to my heart. But the first Scream, as you said, it changed the slasher genre. And as horror, it put horror back on the map at times when I think people were kind of counting it out. And so I've been a huge fan. Even at its worst, I still love Scream. But man, y'all gonna come for me because this one was not my favorite.
Oh,
Huh?
Huh. Okay.
I know. I'm sorry, but we'll get into it.
Yeah,
but
we'll get into it.
Like, it's not my favorite, but I will say it is a highly rewatchable film because I've already seen it multiple times in theaters, so I can't knock that out. And I still had fun with it, but I did find myself getting nitpicky, and maybe that's just because of what I expect of the franchise. Let me put it that way.
Okie dokie. Bobby.
I love this franchise. I mean, in the 90s when the first one came out, like I watched that a lot. I even had nightmares from that opening. You know, it pretty much set the I guess the standard for what horror movies would come after, I should say. Everybody tried to compare themselves to Scream and things like that. But I will say, I love me some slashers. It's my favorite genre. Creature features comes second. But I had a good time with this movie. I'm a huge fan. I just love everybody that's in it. I love a whodunit. I like guessing. So when this whole thing was coming out, everybody, leaks were out everywhere, and everybody's, sharing and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I don't want no parts, no parts at all. I blocked the Scream hashtag. I didn't want nobody talking to me about it. Same. Even my co-hosts on Scream Kings, because I got a few people in there that just like, here's this, and I'm like, no, don't tell me nothing, because it defeats the purpose, right? You go there to have a good time, and there's a whodunit.
Yeah.
You want to.
That's why I stopped watching like Marvel and DC trailers, because they show way too much. Like, and
right.
funny, during Scream they showed the Shazam trailer. They showed like the whole movie. I'm just like,
yeah.
I was able to avoid most of it too until yeah.
I mean, one thing I would say about this Scream trailers too is that they kind of flip it on you. Like, everything you might see in there might not necessarily happen in the movie. In this movie in particular, the train scene, there was a couple things in there that didn't necessarily happen on the train in the trailer that happened in the actual movie, and a few other things in there. But other than that, I love this franchise. I have so much fun with it. It's campy, it's fun, it's scary, and usually the performances are pretty great.
And last but not least, the beautiful Vanta.
Thanks. So, Scream was the first scary movie I ever watched. I don't remember how old I was. Yeah, I stayed up and like snuck downstairs and watched it until like 2 a.m. To like get myself not afraid of scary movies, because my mom is petrified. So I made sure, I was like, no, I'm gonna watch this. And ever since then, I was hooked. I'm like, oh, this is great. This isn't scary. In fact, it's actually kind of great. Like, the suspense was good. And so from then on, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is why I like scary movies. This is why I like these things. I thought that this movie was great. I don't love all of the movies in the franchise. Some of them aren't my favorite.
Say that.
Yeah, but this one I do like a lot. Similar to what Xero said. I mean, it's here. It's in New York. I kind of, got a vibe with it. Also, there's some scenes, like the train scene really had me losing it, because we've all taken the train in New York City. Like, we have those moments where we're like, is this person gonna, do something crazy? But no, I thought it was great. A lot of the cinematography was great. The pacing was good. Some of the kills, not the biggest fan of, but there are definitely some characters that I was rooting for the whole time. And I don't think it's my favorite of the franchise, but it's definitely number 2.
Hey,
number 2, that's high praise.
I love that. Yes.
So finally, I love this movie. Like, I had a lot of fun, and I'm not gonna go fully into it because I already posted my non-spoiler review. But like, yeah, out of all the movies, this is definitely my top 3 of the Scream franchise. So Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 6. And like, yeah, this movie was more. You don't like 2?
Okay.
2 is one of the best ones in this whole franchise.
2 is good. Wait a minute. Oh, we gonna have
Zero,
to
3.
We gonna fight.
3. No, Xero might be getting confused with 3 with Parker.
Yeah,
Posey,
no, 3.
That's
3
the
is my
one
is my least favorite.
Yeah,
3 is also my least favorite. But 2 is not that far behind.
Come on.
Damn.
Where my knife at? But yeah, so I mean, we'll get fully into I'll ask you guys your individual ranking as we go on. But yeah, I love this, and I was actually nervous because this whole, like, especially when they were like, oh, Scream 6 is going to New York. I was like, oh, we about to do Jason Takes Manhattan all over again. Like, this is gonna be terrible. Why? Just keep it in Woodsboro. But they I thought they did a great job, and I was like, I've never seen just a train ride just be just a level of 10. Like, I was tense. I was like, oh man, and all they were doing was just standing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I feel like the kills, even though all the Scream movies were rated R, like this one was like, I feel like the most brutal. And like I said, blood, sex, gore, and magic. Granted, there's no magic, and not really a lot of sex. I needed some more Mason Gooden shirtless scenes, but like,
listen.
Man.
But I mean, there was sex in my mind. So
Yo.
Oh man.
so there you go. But yeah, like so yeah, let's get into it. But hold on, let me RC asked the question. So let me shout him out. First of all, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Follow these lovely people. All of their links are in the description below. And hopefully you become a subscriber. Safe game and near. But first time viewer here, I was just wondering what your cinematic experiences have been with. Oh, so yeah, that's the question that we just acknowledged.
No, but was your audience engaged?
Oh, the audience was the audience engaged? Do you think they picked up on the Easter eggs or other references? So I saw it twice already, and the first time I saw it was with influencers and screen. So like people were definitely engaged, but not as much as the second time. The second time we saw it, I was getting annoyed because it seems like every time I go to the movies with friends, I either sit in front of or directly behind some loud ass motherfuckers. And so this one lady was talking loud the entire time. So I say all that to say, yeah, the audience was engaged more so than they should have been. And so and then when you try to tell the person to be quiet, because they were even loud on the quiet moments, like when you like, could you please be quiet? She's like, they get an attitude as if they doing something. She was like, y'all in the movie theater, y'all should know better. It's like, yeah, you're not in your own home. Shut the fuck up.
They serving Brenda from Scary Movie.
Yeah, exactly. They giving full Brenda from Scary Movie. Don't do that, man. Why you do that? And I'm like, I hate that it's the stereotype, but it's like more times than not. Not that it happens with all of us, obviously. That's one of the problem when it comes to stereotype. People think it was black people. It's all black people. No, but more times than not, when it's somebody that does it, it's us. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
But it's funny. So the people behind you were loud and crazy because we saw it, I think, Friday? But the people next to me, like to my right, were super loud too. And I'm just like, damn, it's on both sides of me. Like, I can't focus. And I'm like freaking out in moments and they're just screaming. And I'm like, I need to freak out on my own. I can't, I'm too tense. Like, I need y'all to shut up.
So I say all that to say, yeah, my audience was engaged. I don't mind people screaming or making noise. Like even during Creed 3, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm not going to spoil it. But there's like a montage between Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors training. Like I yelled out in the middle of the theater, y'all so sexy. So it's like, I don't mind being stupid or, getting crazy. Like, just don't be ignorant. There's a line. But were you guys
not the whole time? It's like it's moments, there's moments when you should react. That's when that's why I have a hate-love relationship with the theaters, because I like the experience of people reacting to scenes that need reacting to, and you don't mind it because they're reacting to those moments. But then when you're talking throughout the whole entire movie, even on the quiet moments, it's just like, why the fuck are you here, man? Like, just stay home if you want to talk. Like, yeah, you could be scared. Yeah, you can react to the funny moments, but then that's it. Like, chill.
Or people that turn their phone on, and not that you don't care look at your phone, but your brightness is all the way up. Like
all the way up. Damn it.
Turn the brightness, turn that shit down.
Ooh, I like curse at people. Well, not out loud, but I'm like, I'm gonna send some Asian grudge ghost your way. That's what's gonna happen.
No. Not an Asian grudge ghost.
Dead serious. Like I will. No, I can't stand that.
What's her name? It starts with an S, I think.
Is it Sadako?
Sadako.
Sadako.
I'm not that Asian,
like that.
but you know.
But yeah, so RC. But yeah, that's that. To answer your question. But anyway, so getting into the beginning of the movie. So we see Samara Weaving. Shout out to Samara Weaving. And it's kind of an Easter egg in a sense to talk about RC's point, because the directors of this movie actually directed my favorite movie of 2019, Ready or Not. So and that starred Samara Weaving. So it's a way to bring her back, because you always got to have, like, if you are familiar with the Scream franchise, you always bring back a big name to be the opening kill. And so we saw Samara Weaving. She actually got to have her accent this time. And she wanted some dick. Like she
desperately.
Like she left the restaurant. She teaches a horror class. She went down the dark alley. She's like, I can't see you. She went chasing after this guy when he was pretending that he was getting. I'd have been like, nah, I'll call you back. I'll call the cops. Like, call the cops. Get off the phone with me. And like, I'm not running in no dark alley after you.
She's a professor. Like, you should be smarter than that. Come on. I know you know this.
She was dickmatized. She ain't even getting none yet. She ain't even getting none yet, and she was dickmatized.
She was wild for that.
I mean, not to blame her, because like when I always say, like, when you're in the desert for so long, everything starts to look like water.
Listen, we don't know her situation. I'm sure she's
we don't know her situation, but
and it is not that deep. It's never too deep.
But the way she was fiending, I feel like she ain't getting none in like a moon or a couple of moons.
The most I'll do is stand at the alleyway. First of all, I won't eat.
That's the most I would have did
there, but I won't go in the alleyway. You know,
I would stand like maybe across the street and be like, "Yeah, I see that. I don't see you.
If you don't see me,
whatever." And then I'm like, "All right." When you figure it out, like you got a phone, you got a GPS. I'm going back inside.
I was just about to say, boy, if you don't turn your fucking location sharing on,
that part,
just like.
Period.
Just share your location with me.
Exactly.
Don't make me do that.
Like there's
so many others let you walk out like that and not pay. Because that was the first thing I was like, oh no.
Too. Yeah.
Like, she just got up, she ordered 2 shots, and she's walking away. No.
I mean, I'm assuming because it looked like she's been there for a while. She probably opened the tab.
Like, I would tackle that ass and be like, "You gonna give me your money?"
Well, I'm like, she probably opened the tab, so they have her card. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that's a good point too. But I mean, she white.
They still have her card.
She white though. So.
That's fair.
But yeah, like we all got smartphone. Like what Jessica's like, we have smartphones. Call 911 on 3-way. But yeah, so she went down the alley. And Ghostface called her out. It was like, you teach a horror class and you decide to go down the dark alley by yourself, and she ended up getting got. She was the opening kill. And so this is I wanted to ask you guys this. So when what's his face? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Tony
Revolori.
Yeah. Tony, when he took the mask off and it was revealed, it was like, oh, I thought. Because they talk about this scream is different from all the other screams. I was like, oh, so we're going to know who the killer is from the beginning and then just follow that. And then it's up to everybody else to figure out. I was like, this is kind of interesting. Like, what did you guys think of when you saw, like, because usually, obviously, the whole point of Scream movies, like, who is it? Who is it? But this time, opening reveal, you figured it out. Or did you already know, like, oh, he going to die next?
I kind of knew. I had a feeling because, like, you know, copycats are like a thing. In this universe, so that would be like giving it to us way too easy, and I don't think radio silence is like about that, just like giving it to us on a plate. But when he did take the mask off and I saw it was old boy, and like he's great, I love everything, like every role that he's in, he just completely bodies. So I kind of had a feeling like, damn, like we're not gonna see too much of him. That's a shame.
Yeah, same. Like, I wish they got to use him more.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I knew he was gonna die, but I also thought he was like a part of a cult. Like, for some reason, I thought this was gonna be like a cult type of Scream where you're gonna have all these different type of killers, you know. And I thought he was a part of that.
Same.
So
the mask off. I don't know. I was like, no, this is. I immediately knew. I'm like, this is not gonna end well for him. It just seemed too on the nose. Like, no, it's too early. And okay, so what? You just killed this teacher and that's it? So as the story started to progress and unravel a little bit, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see. And, you know, and then what happened.
That's
funny. He went right in her pocket when she was dead. It's like, I mean, you still gotta pay your fare. What's that movie? Pay your fare. I can't think of the movie where he hopped the train. I think it was. I don't remember, but anyway, yeah.
I did like that because one of my favorite things about when he did that though is typical Scream movies when they do that first kill and they slash that's title card. So I also knew, I was like, wait, something's up because that didn't happen because he did the slash, but you didn't see the title card. And I was just like, ooh, okay. And then how he just casually just walks into, I was like, that is suave. And I'm kind of enjoying this. Like, well, I don't think you're long for this world, but I loved like this opening. Really, I loved that.
The warmer, cooler. Loved it. I loved it.
Jessica, if you want to see the movie, then don't watch the live. Like I know, because this is my best friend. She usually supports me on every live. Don't watch. You could let it play in the background and turn the volume off so I can still get the watch time.
Yeah,
but don't. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. Even though we spoiled this moment, you still don't know the story. So don't think you already know who the killer is. So yeah, turn the live off.
Jump ship.
Go do something. I don't know. Go play Pokemon or something, but yeah, don't watch it if you plan on seeing the movie.
Not Pokemon.
But Vanta, what were you saying?
What was it? Oh, I was saying the warmer, trying to figure out where Greg. I think that was his roommate's name, right? Greg. Where Greg was?
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, were they actually love? Because I mean, I don't know if he was like joking, but he was like, "Honey, I'm home." I was like,
I got that too.
We're partners. Like,
I got
at least
that
in my mind they were.
Yeah, definitely.
In my mind, they were like,
my
motto is make it black or make it gayer. So they're gay. They're gay. They're butt fucking. So yeah.
I thought they was too, but then they're probably just
canon.
really close roommates. You know how roommates,
Nah, it's canon.
Especially college people.
Oh,
they
so Bobby's like they did a bro job. It's okay. That's what Bobby's saying.
I mean, there's a shirt that says it's not gay if the balls don't touch. So that's. Welcome to the all queer panel, guys.
Welcome to the safe haven.
Or honestly, just like the production company, they know who the Scream audience is.
They definitely
do. They know.
They definitely do. Shout out to Jasmine Savoy Brown.
Yes.
I can't wait till we can
watch Queer for Fear. Watch Queer for Fear.
Queer for Fear. What is that?
Watch Queer for Fear on Shudder.
It's a documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have Shudder, so that's probably why.
Boy, I am about
Excuse
to.
me?
I am. You can
It's too many streaming services.
No,
I did the 7-day trial already, so I can't do it again.
You can give them another email. Don't act like you only have one. Queer for Fear is incredible, and
it's a great documentary.
Big Kid Al in the comments. Not since Billy and Stu.
I was just about to highlight that we haven't been gay since Billy and because you can't tell me Billy and Stu like come on.
100%.
We've been new.
We've been in my head, man.
We've been new, especially Stu. Like Stu was definitely in love with Billy.
Yeah.
Billy was just like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was
just saying. What did you be too? Because I mean,
Billy was the top.
Billy, that's what I was gonna say. That's not what I was gonna say, but yeah, Billy was the top. I was like, Billy was just using Stu to get a nut. But Stu was in love with that man. But anyway, so yeah, so we get the unmasked. We follow, and then also since we were following Tony, we saw him interact with Tara right there. So that's what I was really like. Oh, are we really about to follow this guy? Like that would be very interesting. But then, and of course, you saw him try to get Sam or whatever, because we find out that him and Greg, his boyfriend, wanted to kill Sam because they wanted to finish Richie's movie. And so he goes home, and what he thinks is Greg calls him and using the voice, "What's your favorite?" Which I actually was yesterday years old when I found out that the voice of Ghostface is also the same person that does the voice of Mojo Jojo. I was like, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And in the train scene, there's actually somebody dressed as Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo, yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
I didn't know.
Wow,
I noticed all the horror characters. Like, I don't know why I was about to say Scarlet Witch, but I mean, if you saw Doctor Strange, she was murdering motherfuckers. So I guess technically that's horror. But nobody was dressed as Wanda. But Friday, the Wolfman, Jason, etc.
Babadook was on the train.
Freddy, Babadook. You saw the balloon, Georgie.
The tether from Us.
Yes, the tether.
Yeah, somebody was dressed as the bride, not the Ready or Not, the chick. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Did I catch that audience member from the Wendy Williams show mask? I'm dead serious.
What?
Who's that?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that mask was there.
I've never seen that meme of like, what was a clip of Wendy on her Halloween show and somebody was dressed in like and they cut to the person in the audience wearing a zombie mask and she was like freaking out.
Pretty
Now
sure
I
that
need to like
mask was
go
there.
and rewatch just
Yeah.
for this clip.
It is. That clip is forever ingrained in my mind. And I saw that, I'm like, shut up.
But yeah,
I gotta please watch. It's funny.
I also need to check out the I need to get the Shutter. Check out the Shutter. What is it called again? Put it in the private chat so I remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna be pinging you. Oh yeah, you're gonna find that you're watching that.
Well, damn. I said I was gonna watch it anyway. Especially being, horror, let's say horror magic. And then you said gay, like gay, make it blacker, make it gayer. But yeah, so I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, so Greg calls, not Greg, and he's playing with Tony. I can't remember the actual character's name. And he's basically, doing the whole Scream thing. He's getting the phone call, the opening phone call, because Scream, this is where it starts. And we find out later on, speeding through, that it's not Greg. And they did a full Jeffrey Dahmer. And as soon as he got, I was like, they about to fridge this guy. I was like, yeah, we're getting a fridge. Instead of it being the woman, it's the guy, which I'm like, equal opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
So we saw Greg get fridged. I was like, yes, the gore, I love it. And then we see Ghostface with the old mask, and he kills Tony, and he's like, but we got to finish the movie. And this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite lines. He was like, fuck the movie.
That was so good. Actually,
Yeah.
even did you catch like the dialogue when he said like, well, she gave me a C- on my Giallo.
Oh, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
too." And the way
Yeah.
he's murdered, I'm like, oh my god, New York Ripper style.
So that's because at first, and funny, I don't know if he's still here, but my friend Ron, we saw all, me, Vanta, him, you don't read comics, him, this guy right here. We saw it all together, and he was like, oh, he probably killed her because she gave him an F or whatever on his class.
Yep.
When he said, oh, a C minus, I was like, bro, you still passed, like you still passed, like what kind of?
Yeah, these guys agrees. That's not even that.
That's an
serious.
Asian F. That's what I hear.
Probably
I'm
it
like,
was
he's-
definitely it was personal because I did say
Yeah.
later that like, oh, that guy, he's obsessed with Argento. So he probably took that shit personally.
Yeah.
I mean, some
I
people
know
get- Yeah, some people
Argento.
get mad. Like, I have another friend that was like, he was like, I don't get C's. Like, I was like, I mean, well, this your first time then. Like,
Yeah.
You
and he, like he was basically about to turn into Ghostface, and it's like he was gonna murder his professor. I was about to I had to talk him down. I don't know if he's in the stream, but so
Did
yeah,
any of
we
you guys catch when he was watching Jason Takes Manhattan?
I loved it.
It's so
Mhm.
funny.
so that's what that was on the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chuckle out of it.
It's been so long since I've seen Jason Takes Manhattan because it was so trash. I watched it one time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
totally
that's all I
the whole
needed.
movie is not even in New York. It's like in New York for like 30
Yeah.
seconds, and the rest is on some dumbass boat.
Yeah, it's on a boat, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Nah, but it did. If there's one good thing that movie did, is it gave us that gif when Jason is going down like the big escalators in it looks like 34th Street, and he just like knocks the guy over. That's a good gif. That's a good gift that we got for that. But yeah,
There's a bunch of gifts. There's one when he kicked the radio when they were in Manhattan and he like fucked up their radio out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Or when he
They're,
pushes
like,
that
in
lady
Times
in the
Square.
subway train.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I use that so much.
But what's his name? Yeah,
Memeability.
he was a Twitter. He was a
Yeah.
Twitter film bro.
That's
Yeah,
Yep.
accurate. Yep.
he's definitely one. Why is this pushing an agenda in my movies, bro? But with that said, really quick to do not a commercial, but I see we have 32 people watching the stream, right? Actually, not 33. Somebody else just joined. So with that
Hey.
said, if you could do me a favor, guys, 33 people in the stream, let me get 33 likes on this live stream right now. We are at 25. So please, if you are enjoying the discussion, if you're enjoying the fact that we're coming live to you on this Sunday night, hit that like button. I was about to say live button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm. Cannot stress that enough. Thank you so much. So yeah, Yutaka, getting back to your point. So yeah, this was the moment where we got the kill. Fuck this. Fuck the movie. We got the opening. We got the opening slasher moment, and so then we jumped to it was the party, right?
Mm-hmm. The Halloween party.
Yeah, the Halloween party with everybody. We got to see Jasmine with her new girlfriend talking, and we saw, and I thought, and funny enough, when I was saying this, when Mason Gooding was with Ethan, and he was like squinting his face, I thought he was in Vamp Face from Buffy. So I was like, oh, Buffy. And I was like, oh, he just unsquinted his face. I was like,
it was the way his face was.
Yeah,
and he
his
was
face
moving
was
so
like,
fast.
Yeah, he was moving fast. I was like, oh, he's doing yay, some Buffy reference. Because, I love me some Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I was like, oh, damn, his face is just.
That's what you were looking at, his face?
I thought, but no, because he looked like he had vamp face. So
okay. I'm like, he was shirtless.
I mean, of course I was looking at that too. Like, but then also a friend pointed out to me, I was like wondering, because he got stabbed up a couple times in the 5th movie, but he ain't had no scars or nothing. I was like, where? But either way, I ain't come.
That's true.
And shout out, I mean, they had Tara, you saw the scar on her head. But yeah, he ain't had no scars. So you would think he would be a little bit more self-conscious regarding being shirtless, but yeah,
with those abs, no,
no, honey, no.
But not. I mean, of course, and he knew. Again, they know their audience because I saw an interview with him on the Daily Show, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Scream 6 is bigger, it's bloodier. There's a higher budget. Everything's bigger because we're in New York, and I'm shirtless in the movie. So if you want to come check it out, I'm like, baby, 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 baby." But so yeah, we see. Speaking of wanting to get some dick. Tara, she want to let go of her trust. She's one of those, the toxic people. Instead of trying to go through therapy or whatever, she's just trying to drink and fuck her problems away, which is like that's not that doesn't work. And so she tries to go upstairs with date rape Frankie.
Date rape Frankie.
I was dying because
that's what they called him.
When I saw him, I'm like, this man is definitely 25. Why?
He was definitely old. he was definitely old.
I was just like, why are you in?
And he even said he was like, ooh, freshman, I could take advantage of you.
Oh my god, you grew up in America when like everyone has a date rape Frankie, like in their memory. Like I went to school with a date rape Frankie. Probably Bobby went to school with a date rape Frankie. That's just how it is, especially in a frat. Get the fuck out of there.
But and she knew what she was doing because she was like, dude, I know what I'm doing. Like, so clearly she didn't care, but like,
because she wanted to live her life after all of that. She just wanted to live a normal college life. She wanted to make her own mistakes, learn from them. I got where she was coming from.
I mean, I get it too, but like, pick some. You could. Jenna Ortega, like, come on, pick somebody else.
This is not Wednesday, Michael.
Like, let's be
don't get me started on Wednesday because that was the most basic ass. The boy that she fell for on Wednesday, I was like, come on, Wednesday, you can do much.
Quack.
You can do way better than that. But so we see them trying to stop her and all that other stuff, and then Samantha shows up and tases him in the balls. But this whole scene, like this whole moment, what did you think about this whole scene? And then like after they left the party, Tara like basically cussed her out, and then this random white bitch came and like threw Diet Coke in her face. I was like, fuck her up.
Yes.
Like, what y'all think about this whole...
I went off in the theater because I'm gonna just say this because Sam got so much hate in that last movie. So for one, to see her actually, and I already knew the Sam character was like a person that didn't take any shit. And a lot of people wanted her to be like a damsel in distress. Oh, he's after me. Like, leave me alone. She's not that type of character. So when old girl came up and threw the drink at her and she was ready to beat her ass, she's like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, we don't see that too much in horror movies. So I was here for it. And I was wanting to whoop her ass. But also got where Tara was coming from too. Like I mentioned before, like she want to move past what happened a year ago. She want to make her own mistakes. She want to live. She want to just... She wanted to experience college life, and I get that Sam is being a helicopter sister, but it's just like, let me be free. Let me be free. That was in Woodsboro. We're now in New York. Let me be me. Let me do me.
Yeah, but New York is dangerous.
It is.
New York is crazy.
Especially being that they're from a small town. But really quick, I do want to address this. But yeah, the fact that they had a bigger budget but did Miss Nev dirty. So yeah, for those of you that maybe don't know, don't follow the movie news or anything like that, let me get this out. The reason, because this is the first Scream movie without Nev Campbell, without Sidney Prescott. And the reason that she wasn't in this movie is because whatever the number that she wanted they didn't want to pay her what she thought she was worth. I think her like loose quote was, the number that they offered me wasn't the number that I feel like I deserve with the value that I brought to this franchise. And so it is kind of trash because like this movie, like for the most part, Scream has been Sidney Prescott. So it's like, pay the girl her money. Like she's been in every single movie. Like, pay me what you owe me. But the sad thing is, like, after seeing this movie and then seeing what it's doing right now in the box office.
I was gonna say that. I said I didn't miss Sydney, and would it kind of mess up the movie if Sydney was in it, because that was one of the biggest problems in 5, that we focused too much on the legacy characters, that we didn't get a chance to know the newer characters more. So with this one, we got to experience the more fights, just spend more time with them. So if Sydney was back on here, I feel like that would have been taken away from them again. So I kind of was okay with her not being in this one.
Where would you even put her in this movie, though? That's the thing.
True.
Like, I guess maybe show up after Gail got stabbed. Like, kind of like what happened. Kind of like what happened to Scream 5. She showed up when Dewey died.
This woman got 2 kids and a husband. I would call CPS on your ass if you decide to abandon them and like. Okay, I'm gonna come fight a killer.
We haven't seen this.
I didn't see the kid.
Yeah, we haven't seen that or the husband.
Well, so I love Sidney Prescott and the character, but there's only as
so
they
much
do.
you can do with her.
Yeah, and they said a really great line. Let her have her happy ending. Ooh, that sounds weird being Asian and saying happy ending. But anyways, you get my point.
I'm leaving.
This is unhinged. The only thing that I regret, or that Bobby, and everyone, this movie was fine without her. I didn't need her, because I think the new characters are great, and that's kind of the point of keeping this shit going, and everyone, I do like the idea where everyone is still connected to the legacy characters in some way, and in those ways they kind of embody their roles. This is this person and this is the speculative person, and because of who they were once related to. And the only thing I regret from this movie, though, is her send-off, because she didn't have one. It's just oh, where's she at? And it's oh, she dipped. She sends you all the best, though. Okay, I don't know, maybe just a little. She's she basically is Scream. Give her a little bit more than just nah, she dipped. She's living her life now. So anyway, you know what I mean.
And I think part of that was also because they expected her to come back for this one. So
it may be a little bit of petty,
they were probably. And which maybe not, because I feel like they were maybe going to try to do a Star Wars thing where, Star Wars, in the sequel trilogy, the first one they killed Han, second one they killed Luke, the last one they killed Leia. So they were probably going to try to do that because they killed Dewey in the last one. They were probably going to kill Gail in this one. But I think the reason they didn't kill Gail is so they'd be like, oh, well, we didn't get Sydney, so maybe we'll bring back Gail. And I feel the same thing with Kirby too, when she was like, oh yeah, when she was on the, she's like, call me. That's her. She's talking to the producers like, yeah, bring me back for the next one.
Yeah,
Kirby's that girl.
I love.
But I definitely feel like at least give her a send off. But I feel like now, considering this movie is making money, they're kind of justifying we made it work without you. So we'll love to have you back, but we're not giving you what you want. We proved that we can do it without you. So take it or leave it. So that to me says that she's probably we're not getting Sydney again in season 7 unless she acquiesces to whatever amount that they offered her.
I think it's a tough thing to gamble if a franchise can last without you. And I do think obviously she should be paid what she's worth. Yeah. And the other thing was it would have just been a glorified cameo. And I felt like for her character got a really great send off in 5. So I'm torn because I do think she should be paid, but I was just I don't know.
She technically passed the torch,
in
5. So it was
she did. Oh,
there's only so much you can believe for her to keep coming back.
Gay homosexual thinks Samantha Melissa Barrera is boring as hell. Doesn't come close to me.
I don't like that. I don't like.
Don't do that.
I don't like.
I
don't do that.
Disagree.
Right?
Yeah.
love Melissa Barrera. I love the entire new cast, especially the twin. I love the twin, the core four. Like, give me
core
the
four.
Four.
Big core four.
Oh, well, we'll wait till we start getting more into but yeah, core four, sure.
I mean, well, Yutaka did say he didn't like this movie, so we'll get to it.
There were no stakes. Think about it. What they keep talking about it. And 5 did up the stakes with Dewey's death. They should have done something here with the stakes. That's what I mean. Like,
I know what you. Yeah.
I still like protect Mindy at all costs because I love Jasmine Savoy Brown and how much we finally got to see a queer person of color in this franchise, let alone just her in general. So, but I'm just like, yeah.
No, I mean, I do kind of feel that because even at the end when Chad was still, I was like, he's still alive. Like he got stabbed. Like I was like, you should be dead. Like,
yeah. I was like, I'm counting the amount of times he got stabbed. I'm like, okay, you just hit how many arteries? Nah, you should have.
Yeah, even in the 5th movie, he got stabbed a lot, and then in this one, he got stabbed way more than he got stabbed by two Ghostface.
Mm-hmm. I leaned over to Elliot. We both looked at each other. We're like, no, like that was too much.
They should have let him go, even though I like Chad. But it's just like they should have let him go.
They should have let him go.
They should have let him go. And I was even okay with my predictions before the movie came out. I thought Chad was going to go and Tara. Like I thought them two were going to go because Jenna Ortega, she's busy. You know, she's doing Wednesday.
I was like, Jenna Ortega's going to die because like Wednesday and all this other
So, but she's still here.
So I mean,
should have been Gail.
I
agree
with
that. And Chad. I thought it should have been Gail and Chad.
Gail and Chad.
If Chad, it would have kind of mirrored in Scream 5 where what's her name? The older sister, her boyfriend died as well. So I'm like, okay, the sisters can at least bond a little bit more over that. But it happened.
And then you would have more of a reason for Sydney to come back in 7 because you got rid of Dewey in 5, Gail in this one, and then in 7, Sydney would be the last one, you know, to get rid of out of the original. So
yeah.
Then you just got to end the whole franchise after that.
And we got apparently we got Hayden Panettiere in here. Hayden. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind if they killed Gail because Courtney Cox phoned it in. I don't think Courtney Cox. I don't think she phoned
shady,
it.
Hayden. Yeah, you're lucky Liam's not here to get your ass.
I don't think she phoned it in. I thought she did a good job. Like I think part of it because like even with the money things, like Courtney Cox, she's getting all her money from friends. Like she don't ever have to work again. So I think she just did this to have fun.
But I didn't hate her in this either.
So, yeah, I like seeing Gail in this, but yeah, I don't think she phoned it in.
No, she was ready to go.
Yeah, I definitely feel like she should have. But like that's what I was saying. Like I feel like they probably kept her around because they couldn't get like if they got Nev, they probably would have killed Gail in this movie.
But that's
they're like, you know what? Let's keep her around. But yeah, I mean, I do feel that like, yeah, in many ways there weren't any stakes because everybody lived for the most part. But also on the flip side of that, though, it is different from typical horror movies. Like we're not used to seeing that, and so in some ways that's probably could cause a level of disappointment. But it's not like people didn't suffer. It's not like they didn't. It's not like they didn't get got. So like, no, they didn't die, but there were stakes. Like these motherfuckers are going through a long recovery period.
Yeah,
and some psychological trauma. Because even jumping back to the beginning, where Mindy was like, "I mean, I'm good. What's the likelihood of this happening again to the same people?" And it's like, you in a franchise, bitch. Like,
well, can we talk about the kitchen scene and the ladder scene because those
intense,
so intense, and I was sitting freaking out. When she has the knife block and she realizes that the knives are gone, my heart stopped. I was like, oh. Like old girl knew and she was really ready to like do whatever she had to do, and she looks and she sees the knife block is man, I was losing it.
Oh wait a minute, hold on, I gotta make you big. I just noticed the ghost face in the background. I was like,
I love it.
Look at you being prepared.
I could try a little bit, but
I want to get a ghost face like statuette. Like Bobby, show off your collection really quick. Now that I think about it.
It's a mess back here. I gotta clean. But,
never mind. I put you on the spot.
No, it's cool. I got a little collection here.
I know you got a ghost face thing. You got ghost face?
I don't.
I've got a couple of the masks. I've got one rhinestoned.
Because I'm like, Oh,
I'll
that's
have to
fancy.
find it.
But I want like a ghost, like you see my I got Spike back here from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like I want a
Yeah.
ghost face thing that's that size.
Oh,
I want a
I-
ghost face like this in Pride colors, like just the.
I have that
mask,
too.
just
I'll send you the link. There's a shop that Michael Kennedy one time was talking about it. I was like, where did you get that? And he sent I'll send you the link because I
send
bought
it my
one
way,
as well.
please. Thank you. I can't
Oh,
wait.
you about to get somebody
getting it.
sliding. You about to get somebody sliding in your DMs.
Oh boy. Hi. Hello.
Hit him up. Link in the description.
No,
We're gonna have
I'm married.
we're gonna have a love connection here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. The Black Gay Comic Geek meetup. But yeah, Vanta, what were you saying about the
kitchen scene had me in tears, and also the ladder, them climbing across. I was the whole time I'm like screaming, I'm like, go, come on, stop.
Yeah.
But that was very intense. I think that was one of my favorite scenes.
And yeah,
Same.
before we get to that, let me ask you this before I talk about that. Did you guys guess or figure out who the killer was before the reveal happened?
Yeah.
Yes. So I kind of was spot on. So Quinn, I didn't guess Quinn, but she was still on my radar even after she was dead, because in Scream we see people get got. There's there's really no off-screen kills. Her kill was off-screen. We just see her being thrown through the fucking door, and that was it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not too sure if I'm believing this or not.
Well, her throat was
okay.
it was prosthetic. It was fake, but her throat was slashed.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just,
in the
it's not,
bathtub?
and it's not Scream. Like we see that shit. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that it was the other boy. I forgot his name. The one that they was suspecting.
The new friend.
Yeah,
I knew it was from the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, his was odd.
Very weird.
Yeah.
no.
He was why can't I remember that kill? He was Charlie 2.0. I couldn't stand that kid.
Yeah, I didn't like Charlie either, but I love Scream 4 though. But the reason I asked, because obviously now that we know who the killer is, I was like, how the fuck did he get in the house and nobody knew? Because like when he was in Quinn's bedroom, I was like, did he climb like how did he get in? There's no way he could have just gotten the house like that. So
we saw all the bolts. She closed the door behind her. And she was like, click, 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 click.
I was like, is this motherfucker a ninja or something? So that was my whole thing going on in my head. That's why I asked, like, did y'all know who the killer was? Because obviously now that we know how he got in the house.
I honestly did not suspect Quinn. I suspected.
Yeah, no, I didn't suspect Quinn.
The cop.
Yeah, I suspected the cop.
When Kirby pulls up and she leaves the office and then he comes out and is like, let's do a background check on Kirby. Then I was like, okay, sus. And then Quinn's dead, right? And like the next day, he's like, all right, so what we doing? What's the plan? And I'm like, shouldn't you be like, your daughter just like was brutally murdered, and you're like that quick to jump into revenge? It's sus. It's a little sus.
Well, but they also said they took him off the case after his daughter died.
Yeah.
So now he's
said they took him off the case.
Yeah, that's why I said he said it, but they don't know if it's true or not. But I think the moment I suspected the cop is when they went to the shrine and they were like, oh yeah, this is evidence, and cops will do anything, like, it's easy they'll do anything for money or whatever. I'm like, clearly all of this stuff had to have come from a cop. So I'm like, well,
so do you think it was him and Kirby? Because it was them two.
I didn't think it was the only time I thought, I was like, oh shit, it was because my whole time I thought it was the detective. But then at a certain moment, because I went to see it with a friend of mine who's also, a Scream expert, and I was like, I would lean down, I was like, it's the detective, and he shook his head. He was like, no, it's Kirby. And then they started that moment, like the cop called. He was like, "Oh, it's Kirby." I was like, "Oh shit, it's Kirby." So that's the only time I flipped. But the other time, the whole time I thought it was the cop. But like Ethan, and I was like, it could be. But like the other two people, I didn't know. And then Quinn caught me off guard. And then when I saw it the second time, jumping forward a little bit, when I realized that Quinn was the one that got Gail, I was like, how the fuck Quinn take out
I have
Gail's
so many.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, and then I was like, the ghost face that was taking out Gail was tall as hell. Quinn is
Mhm.
not that tall. And I was like, how the fuck he take out Quinn take
Quinn's
out
boyfriend.
Gail's boyfriend like that? Because
Gail's boyfriend
he was struggling.
huge.
Like I was like, and yeah, he was huge.
When
I
you
was
put on
like,
that mask, I guess you get some
yeah,
strength.
you get some superpowers. It's like
Look at
Michael-
Amber and Dewey. She took out Dewey in the fifth
yeah, that's
one.
something I didn't believe
Yeah.
either. I was like,
I didn't
ain't no-
believe that.
Ain't no
Like, come
fucking way.
on.
I was like, ain't no way.
I like
But
that.
What was you about to say?
You've
Yeah,
now
Yutaka.
you've tapped on to why I had issues with this film. Is you could never like. I love that there were so many ghost faces, but it didn't logically. When you start to see how it all plays out, you're like, you can't tell who's being who. But then when you try to, you're like, but that doesn't make
Doesn't
sense
make
because
sense.
it just like so. That's where like I said, kind of had some issues. I still love it, but I was just like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
But-
granted, yeah, there was some of those issues too. Like, for example, we saw Ethan with Mindy on the train. Then all of a sudden, he was instantly able to get to the downtown area, and it was how did he get in there? It was locked first and foremost. So
Mhm.
like, how did he get there that quick? If they were like on the other side of town. So
So
yeah,
on-
there was certain some
because that
things
was chained shut. Remember, the other cops had to. There had to have been another
Cutters.
entrance.
So
but-
who do you
Yeah,
think was on the train? Was it Quinn was on
I think
the
it was
train?
Quinn.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said
It
she
was
stabbed
Quinn,
Mindy and
Okay.
Stabbed
Gail.
Mindy, yeah.
Okay. But there was just so many scenes. I'm like you were saying with Gail's boyfriend, that was a big dude, and he got taken down so
Right.
quickly. Like, what's the point of
And
having?
That
not,
was
even
such
just,
a waste.
and not even just that, but she threw him through the
Right.
Yeah.
Shrimp, I'm telling you, you become Popeye when you put that mask on. I'm just saying.
I'm dead.
that mask is
Dead.
finished. But yeah,
I think it would be funny if they like went to the collector shrine and all the evidence is there, and there was like a little box with like shoe inserts. And like, yeah, this is how
Oh,
what's her
make
face
some
got
platform-
some Paul.
platform shoes.
Yeah,
Platforms.
like, these are the inserts she wore.
I will say the shrine definitely. I feel like I was like, oh, this shrine is dope. Like I love
It was.
I
Yeah.
just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
I
Yeah.
thought, like, why did this just turn into a Marvel movie?
Yeah, it's like when they're
hilarious,
walking through Thor, like Asgard.
Yeah.
You saw all the different
Yep.
artifacts.
Or even like
Mhm.
Batman's lair with the bat
Yep.
cave.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was definitely the Batcave.
Mhm.
But yeah, going back to the room scene, the kitchen scene or whatever. Like, first of all, shout out to granted, he ain't really have much to do, but I like Sam's boyfriend because he was cute.
Shout out to
Listen.
So I'm like, I want to see more. I want to
Oh
see more of
my
him.
God.
And plus, like, just the actor in general, like, I thought he was like I thought he was like a sweet character in like She-Hulk. He's like,
I
oh,
love Pug.
yeah, I love Pug and She-Hulk. So that's also another reason why I like him. Not just the fact that I thought he was cute, but like because I like Pug and She-Hulk. Well, he was when she went up to her, he was like, "Let's go, She-Hulk," like whatever. But yeah, I like Pug. But
I
yeah,
didn't
I was
like him in AJ and the Queen because I just didn't
Hey,
believe.
yes, he
I
was
didn't
a
see
bad guy
I-
on
I-
that though.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
I mean, he was
such a cute
gay,
show.
but in that, but he's not gay in life, unfortunately.
Trash. But yeah, but I was like, I want to see more. I want to see more of him. Man.
Mhm.
When he was ironing his shirt, and then he put his shirt. I was like, no, don't put the shirt on. And then he saw Ghostface. He was like, yo.
hey, yo.
But the
hey,
whole time he's granted, he did it eventually. But the whole time I was like, pick up your phone. Like, what are you doing?
Or throw something at the
Yeah,
window.
throw
Right.
something at the
So
window.
mad.
Or leave like you right across the street, run upstairs and bang on the door. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that whole scene, I thought that whole scene was like, in fact, when like the girlfriend got stabbed and like he went up, I was like, how is she still alive?
She
Like,
lasted longer than I
she
thought.
lasted way-
Poor
yeah.
Annika. I was
Mhm.
like,
the fact that she was even able to hold herself up a little bit on that ladder, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
now
Girl power,
that
baby.
was tense. I knew
Yeah.
it was over for her, but they did a really good job with that part. I was just like, oh, finally an Asian. I was like, but at least he had a good death.
yeah, I was
I
just,
liked
about
her.
to say, sorry, Yutaka, she got. Yeah, she did.
Oh yeah, no. I was like, well, it happens.
But yeah, at least she had a good death, and she,
That death was so good.
It
Yeah.
was.
But yeah, I loved and like the whole because first I thought he was just gonna move the ladder out of the window and just let it fall. But I was like, bitch,
I didn't
you better.
know he was gonna-
I was like, you better
No.
grip onto that
I
because
knew
at least they got the other side.
Yeah.
So like if it falls, you can still hold on to it. You might hurt your fingers when it slams into the wall, but
Oh, she might let go. She's worrying about that stomach. Like, I don't think I would. If I was in that situation, I mean, I've never been split like that, but I feel like I would probably just let go.
sorry, I had a
I mean,
dirty thought.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, are you sure?
Well, not that kind.
But yeah, the whole time when Mindy was like, "You can do," come on, I was like, "The bitch, her like intestines about to come out. What do you mean she can do it?" Like that's why she was like, "No, you go. I'll be right behind." She knew she wasn't. But yeah,
I feel like them two should have went first and then Sam, because Sam was the only one that didn't really. Well, she wasn't attacked, but Mindy and Annika was. So I mean, even though they were a little slower, I feel like Sam could at least fought off Ghostface a little bit more while they were going across the ladder.
You gotta have the final girl go first because she gotta live.
Yeah, because she gotta make it.
She gotta make it. She gotta run to her boyfriend. I want to run to you. But yeah, the moment she flopped off that ladder and landed, I was like, okay, depending on how she lands, maybe she can survive.
No.
It's like I was like, damn.
No.
All busted.
No. As soon as I saw her, she was getting gutted. I'm like, nah, she's out. She's definitely out.
That death I loved, and the makeup, and kudos to like the makeup department.
Yeah,
like it was great. Like I loved a lot of the kills.
Yeah,
truth of the matter is,
I thought the kills were better in 6 than they were in 5, with a slight exception.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think as a whole, the kills this time around were much better.
Yeah,
I agree. I think the only real kill that really calls out to me in 5 was Dewey. And it wasn't even because it was graphic or anything like that. It's just because it was Dewey, but nothing.
Oh no, I thought that was a gnarly death. Like knife on both ends, and even though I know Amber couldn't do that, but whatever. But, I love that. I was like, at least you got a cool death, Dewey, because that was nasty. I like
an honor.
I needed to see like his all his guts and stuff fall.
I would have loved that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Especially, on both ends. Like I needed to like grab his spine. Like do Mortal Kombat, finish him. Like I need all of that. Again, blood, sex, gore, and magic. But what happened after that? I forgot.
What?
I can't remember what happened after
the cop scene where
the ladder scene.
The cop scene where he's like, "Oh, my daughter, let's get this son of a bitch."
Oh yeah,
and everyone's like, questionable.
Yeah.
But with that, how do you feel about seeing Kirby back?
I'll cheer. Everybody in my theater was just like, yes.
Yeah. I love Kirby. I think she's a great character, and I do think she's underrated.
Oh, very.
And it's been a while since I've seen Panettiere. Like the first time I've seen her in something, I mean, besides the voice in Kyrie in Kingdom Hearts. Shout out to any gamers out there. But was Heroes, season 1 of Heroes.
What? You didn't like her and Bring It On?
I just wish
she tried to no.
Her wig was so bad though.
She was in Bring.
Yo,
that's
terrible.
Oh, I didn't see the sequel.
I couldn't pay attention.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Her wig was so bad.
But no, her wig was bad. But I don't know if it was if that was done on purpose.
Why would you do it on purpose?
Because like she's a grizzled FBI agent or whatever. I don't know.
30. Like.
Yeah.
Oh girl, she's young. She's fine. I was just like, this wig is not.
She's been through some trauma. Maybe she don't know proper wig care. I don't.
Listen, that whole time she was battling that wig was still laid. It was no blood on it. It was still looking perfect the whole entire time.
I think it photographs terrible, but it looked fine actually in the movie.
In the film, yeah.
But yeah, I like the audience definitely cheered when we saw.
So did mine. Yeah, I think everyone as a whole was pleased.
And she, and I like that moment in the theater where she was just like, I want the bad guys to be scared of me this time. I was like, you go.
Yeah. That was a great line. That was a great line.
Yeah. And speaking of another great moment, jumping forward a little bit, since we're talking about the theater, we finally got to see Chad and Tara kiss. I was like, it's about time. Like, come on. Especially when Quinn cock blocked her. Like, y'all stop saying cock. Cock blocked them.
I hate that word so much. Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, I hate that word. It's like such a white person word.
Cock block.
It's like cock. Let me see your cock. I hate that word.
That word is for straight politicians.
Yeah.
or gay white people. I hate cock.
That must be the Caucasian in me half the time. I'm sorry, guys.
I was like, oh, Yutaka's making.
I don't mind the word, but it is what it is.
I hate that. But I forgot where I was going with that. I
They
was
finally
talking
kissed.
about cocks. But yeah, they finally kissed. But do y'all like the chemistry between Tara and
It was
Chad?
cute.
Or
Yeah.
you like
I
them
think
as
it's
a couple?
too perfect.
You think it's too
No.
perfect? Why you
I think it's too perfect. Just like the core four or a couple, kind of pick one, I guess, because I don't want this to be like a very dense congregation of just like this is what Scream is now. I don't know. I kind of that's why I wanted Mindy's girlfriend to hang on a little bit longer,
Yeah.
let's spread it out a little bit, because if we're gonna have more of these films, which we definitely are, like we can't rely on these.
I think 7 was announced already. I think.
Yeah, it was greenlit already.
But I
think
don't
they were
know. I think
trauma
it's too
bonding.
perfect. Also,
That too.
yeah.
But it's also kind of reminiscent because you had Cindy, who was by herself, but then you had Gail and Dewey, who got together. So it's almost kind of like rehashing of that. You got to have
That's
the one couple.
true.
Got to have the one couple
couple.
in the group.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
if you
was
think about it,
also
Chad is like a Dewey. Like
he
you know how,
is.
He's
Dewey
a
got
himbo.
he got stabbed up so
Yeah,
many
he's
times
a
to survive at the end. Literally, he's a Dewey.
If they give him a limp in the 7th, I'm done. I'll be like, guys, no.
Right.
He need to have something. He need to have some
Yeah,
type of
something.
damage
Something.
after as many
Yeah.
times as he got stabbed. Like I'm like, how the fuck are you still alive? Like, did you take the heart-shaped herb? Like, what's going on?
I need
It's a good himbo,
him
though.
and Mindy to get it together as far as they need to take some like martial arts, kickboxing classes, something because
Yeah.
I'm tired. Y'all need to start fighting.
But I do appreciate,
agree.
but I appreciate that the two black folks did live. Like again, something that we're not used to seeing in horror movies. That's why I didn't really have a problem with them surviving. Granted,
Not only did they both live, but they were right.
They were
They
right.
were right.
Mhm.
yeah, they were right.
Those two were right. Okay. And to
Even
the
though
point
she
before
did, she did doubt herself a little bit. She was like, "Dang, I got
She
it wrong
did.
again."
Yes, yes. Yes. But at the end of the day, they did get it right. And I also wanted to say, to the point, Tara's so, adamant about, I just want to live my life. I don't want to keep living in this trauma. And then goes to date the one person who knows literally everything about your trauma. I mean, whereas her sister, although she got her issues, she got her mental, it's fine. She's going to therapy. She's trying to work over it, see somebody new, somebody different. You're in fucking New York City. Why are you going to go for the one person it's like, that's just living in it. That's just living it.
Yeah.
It's too close. It's too close. And also they're both too hot. It's it's unrealistic.
I mean, I mean, I get what you're saying, but then like Yutaka said, the trauma bonding, like you also don't have to go like re-explain like, oh, where'd you get this scar? How whatever, like you don't have to go through all of that all over again. And then dealing with like the moment like where Sam was talking to her therapist. Granted, she had a little bit more issues, but you don't have to worry about those side eyes of like, you went through what? Like this twice? Like get the fuck out of here. But I thought that moment was funny though, jumping back.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Therapist.
I in my head, I was like, I'm gonna knock this therapist out. I mean, I laughed, but I was just like,
but how
license
good
away.
did that kill feel? Like it was like,
It hurt.
so good.
I felt that. I fucking felt
my
that.
God.
that was good. I like that stab in the nasal cavity. That was tight.
Yeah. But part of me is like, I don't necessarily blame that therapist because Sam's talking about, I just stabbed him 20 times and slit his throat and shot him in the head, and it felt right. Like, granted, he's supposed to be like help her through it, but at the same time, she did basically kind of like she didn't say it, but it almost kind of sounded like she's about to do it. Like, I need to do this again. Like, I want to do it again because it felt good. Like that sounds like serial killer 101.
Yeah.
I would be kind of scared too.
If somebody's trying to kill me and I ended up getting them, I would be like,
But she also didn't really explain. But she also didn't really explain it right.
She didn't.
All right, that's true.
She left out like very crucial.
She left out a lot of details.
She went right to the point.
It's that theme within the movie where it's her fighting her inner demons of like her father's legacy and does she want to be her father's daughter or not be her father's daughter?
Mhm.
I love that because, you know, what seeing him speak to her in the glass, I'm like, this is great. This gives me chills because it's such a moment of her. You can tell that's in her head and what she's constantly thinking about.
But I'm like, bitch, you crazy. Like,
Right.
but I was wondering, part of me was also wondering if it was going to be a whole, or maybe they might save this for the next movie, if they're going to pull a whole DID thing where Sam doesn't know she's the killer because she has her father in her head.
I was wondering if that's what was going to happen, but I hope it happens in a later movie.
I have a theory when we start talking. I've got an idea of what they've already planted the seeds with some dialogue, and I swear they did.
But Aniki, why kill the therapist? Because if you think about what the monologue, when Mindy was like, "Oh, I missed the monologue again," their goal was to frame Sam, and so you killed her therapist, took her file or whatever. So yeah, that was their goal, to like say Sam is trying to be like her father and emulate her father, and so she snapped. So that's
didn't one scene they found her driver's license at the scene.
Yeah, they found the driver's license at the first kill or the second kill with Greg, Tony and Greg. So yeah, they were trying, like, it's the whole thing. They try to frame Sydney because of the thing that happened with her mother, and then you're framing, or like the first one took place in the town. This one, the other one took place in Woodsboro. Then the second one took place in college. This one takes place in college. So it's almost, and it's a lot of parallels. And it's funny. We talked about this on the phone because think about like the first Scream movie, 97, was the boyfriend, Billy. Scream 5 was the boyfriend. Scream 2 was the parents of Billy.
Yep.
Scream 6 was the parents of Richie. So then Scream 3. So since I'm already talking about it, so are we gonna find out they have a long lost sister or whatever? Because like the mom, they brought up the mother. Mother cut them off.
We're going back to LA.
That's who I think is going to be, honestly, because the mom, if you think about it, Sam ruined their relationship. Like Sam ruined like her marriage, and then it now ended up ruining her relationship with Tara. Oh, I think that mom. I hope that mom comes back. That's the motive. Stunt casting, and I hope she goes ham.
That's what I thought too. I was like, it's going to be the mother that comes back, but
be nice.
My friend was like, nah, it's going to be a long lost sister or whatever.
No, don't do that.
Because again, the parallels: boyfriend, parents, and then Scream 3 was Roman.
Out of nowhere, Roman. We don't need that.
Which I do kind of feel like the franchise is like ignoring Roman a little bit because they keep saying, "Oh, yeah. Billy started it. All goes back to Billy."
No,
I'm like, well, no,
Roman.
technically it all goes back to Roman. He's the one that convinced Billy. Yeah. But it seems like they're trying to forget Roman. But granted, even though Scream 3 is my least favorite of the franchise, it's not that I hated Scream 3. I still enjoyed Scream 3, but it was the one I enjoyed the least.
Same, yeah.
So
the one I watched the most, even though it is the one I like the least, only because of Parker Posey.
Yes.
Anytime Jennifer Jolie is on screen, I'm here for it.
I live. Y'all don't watch for Gal Bangs? Like
a little bit of respect on Roman's name. But hold on, what was this question? Do you the framing and character assassination plot point wasn't that well done? Do you think? I guess maybe the framing character assassination point wasn't that well done. I originally thought they were going to post the therapist notes online.
Now that would have been, I would have liked that.
Yeah, that would have been, I mean, that would have been cool, but they also kind of alluded to them doing the work beforehand with all the stuff about the rumors spreading about, and a whole Twitter account about Sam framing Richie and Anna, I think her name was.
Amber
in the last movie. And then like we saw like that with the girl throwing the coke on her. So like and then also the news report of like, oh, the suspect is Sam and she killed yada 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 yada. So clearly the father leaked that to the news media. So like they definitely could have did more to maybe assassinate her character, but I think they did like allude to it enough.
I'm happy they brought it in, considering how much hate Melissa in general got for 5, which I still don't get. Because we had gay homosexual in the chat. I know. I will read him to filth later.
I think she's great.
Yeah, like
I love
hated on her unnecessarily. And I was just like, and so I loved that kind of I felt like they took from real life and added to this plot.
Yes, yes, you talk. I said the same thing. Like my friend was
Mhm.
looking at me crazy, like Bobby, what are you talking about? Because it was that scene when she was at the table and she said, like, I don't understand why everybody hates me, and it's kind of like mimicking what's
Yes.
happening
Yeah.
in real life. She got
Yeah.
so much hate from her performance in the last one, and I don't even think that was her fault. Honestly, I just thought it was how she was written.
Yeah.
But I
She
see
was
what they were trying to
muted.
do. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even have a problem with her. Like, I liked her, and I
Mhm.
like this new
Same.
set of characters that we're following in Scream, and I think it was also smart to have her, the connection to the legacy character. She's related. She's the daughter of Billy Loomis, and so like,
Mhm.
I feel like people thought that was kind of
let's get
like
the daughter of Stu back.
Oh,
Or, not
I
back,
love
but
that.
there's no daughter of Stu. But like,
I
yeah.
feel like people
Or
thought
is
That'd be-
it
there?
was a
oh
cash
yeah, or is
grab
there?
because I feel like everyone was mad about Scream 5. I don't agree with it. Like you guys said, I think she's great, but I feel like they
Mhm.
were like, oh, being the daughter of Billy, like that's a cash grab. Like that's not true. They're just trying to make something up. But I feel like with
I mean,
this
it's a movie. They make everything's
right?
made up.
Yeah.
Like what did you
It's
expect?
fiction.
What did you expect was going to happen? So I think it's good, and I think she's a good final girl. Like she's
Mhm.
gutted. She's very much like Samara Wiley in or Samara Weaving
Weaving.
in
Samara Weaving, yeah.
in Ready or Not, where she's she's got her gun, she's got a knife, she's finding whatever she can, and she has to survive. And she wants her
Mhm.
and her sister to survive. That's
And
her
And if she don't
main
have
goal.
any of that stuff, she will fucking tackle you.
She'll find something.
And she's a psycho. Which actually not going to a point that you just said, Bobby. Like when she went to going back to the apartment scene, when she went to go look for the knives and she couldn't find the knives and she's still looking. I'm like, grab any. What she finally did, she
Mhm.
grabbed the knife holder. But I'm like, y'all in the whole house, grab a chair, grab something.
Something.
Like,
you got wine. Like do
Right.
something.
Another thing
I'm
that
looking her.
Like come on.
another thing that
Yes.
the thing that upset me the most about this, and this every character
We
did
were-
it. Every
Every
single
character did it.
Every character did it. They would grab something, hit them, and then drop it,
Drop
and then
it.
try to run. It's like, no,
Every single time.
beat them the fuck up. Like Gail, she grabbed the pot or pan, slapped Quinn, and then dropped the pan and ran out the door. I was like, nah, Ghostface is gonna take that pan and beat the fuck out of it. Like, come
Double
on, like,
tap
what are
that
y'all,
ass,
What are y'all
like-
doing?
Dead
If
serious.
there's
Oh no,
anything-
seriously. People joke like I always know where the knives are in my house, and if I need to get, I will get you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Y'all not gonna catch me slipping.
Mhm.
I mean,
If
I
there's
get
anything-
fight or flight pops in or whatever, but like always reach for the weapon. Come on, like
No, yes. If there's anything that I've learned from playing video games, it's hold on to that fucking frying pan because you might need it
Mhm.
later.
And skillets hurt. I'm just saying those things. Are
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like
yeah, it's
cast
iron.
iron.
You got a couple for me before you talk?
ain't no
That
padding,
was
ain't no
a
padding in that mess.
cast iron
That was-
skillet.
That's
Okay.
Just
definitely-
saying, like-
Them joints are heavy.
They are.
Scream was the first Scream was the film that made me realize that, oh my god, it could be someone. It's not some mythological or anything. Like it made me think, if that were, what would I need to do? So no, yeah,
And that's the thing about all
that.
the Scream movies. These Ghostface be getting their ass beat a
Beat.
lot.
Mhm.
Yo,
Like, so it's so
the bodega
easy.
scene. We didn't
Great.
talk about
Oh, I
that.
love that
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
That
Bodega scene was really good.
Oh yeah, the bodega scene. So, but like, really quick, but like every single movie, these ghosts, like, and so it goes to show, like, are they really that threatening? Because they be getting their ass beat all the time. It's just people keep being stupid and dropping the weapon or turning their back at the last minute. It's like, come on now, like. It's not Michael Myers. They're not holding people that are like 300 pounds with one hand. Like, beat their ass. But yeah, so bodega scene. Like, yeah, I love that scene. Part of me, because at first I was like, you in New York, ain't no way you're not gonna get your ass beat like easily. But he goes to show, like, people did try to, and that right there, the bodega scene told me that was the cop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the way he was moving. But yeah, it goes to show, like, people did try to take him out, but
Mm-hmm.
he's a cop, he's trained. So yeah, but
Yeah.
that bodega scene,
They should have jumped him. It was enough people in that store to jump
Oh
him.
Nah,
no,
you
that
saw.
makes
Nah,
sense.
you
There
saw
are
something.
those white people.
Yeah,
book.
we in New York. Like, people don't be caring. Like, people book. Like, they ran out the front door, which I'm like, I don't blame them. I'd have.
Zero,
Nah.
you in New York. Y'all both in New York. So like,
Yeah,
what's
all
up?
three of us.
All three of us.
I'm in Jersey, but yeah.
Oh.
But,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. But like,
Nah, if that was me though, I get it. I'd be aggressively minding my business like everybody else here. I'm out. I'm
I hear
gonna
that.
put my hand in my pocket. I'm gonna grip my pepper spray and I'm gonna leave.
yeah, I'm running out the door, and I'm calling the cops, which is exactly what happened because we saw the
Right.
cops coming, so somebody
Right.
had to call the cops. But yeah,
Somebody called the cops.
I'm not trying to be a hero.
No, but
Like,
at least the bodega
No.
guy
I'm
has
not
a
Hercules.
gun.
I'm not Hercules. I'm not trying to go from zero to hero. Absolutely not. But yeah, that's definitely a New York thing. It's like I'm minding my
Mind your
business.
fucking
Yeah,
business.
That's why
People will
the
step
train
over a
thing,
homeless
too.
man on the floor and be like, nah, it's not mine.
Like, you know
Yo,
what?
you guys see what happened to that weatherman?
Which
Because he
one?
was trying to.
What
There was
happened?
a weatherman here. He was taking the train. I don't know what train it was, but there's a group of kids and they were harassing another kid. The weatherman stepped in, tried to be the hero, and then they all beat his ass.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
See,
Yo, okay,
fucking
listen.
hate
If
kids.
you're gonna be
And
the
then
hero,
no,
you gotta
and then
beat
the
someone's
weatherman,
ass.
the weatherman went online like the next day, like all fucked up, and he was like, "I got like I got my ass handed to me. This is what I get for not minding my business." He said that, and that's
Yeah.
just what happens.
Mm-mm.
Blessing
Because
of the day.
look what happened when the guy tried to step to him to try to protect him. He got the store
Mhm.
owner.
He got nasty too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
got
loved
real
it.
nasty. But the store owner, who's fucking stupid, don't turn your back in that moment. Like,
Oh yeah.
why would you do that? Why would you do that?
at least like maybe try like hold the gun and like try to grab you. Like you clearly know what's on your pocket. Like grab the but he's like looking down. That's the moment you fucked up. Molly, you in danger, girl. Throw a ghost
Yeah.
like you fucked up. Like you shouldn't have did that.
How did that ghost face get out that door when that door was supposedly
Was
locked?
locked. Right.
See,
And
I'm sorry I
quickly.
keep bringing up
I
inconsistencies.
didn't even think about that. Maybe
No,
he grabbed.
No.
Maybe he
I'm glad
grabbed.
you're bringing up the inconsistencies.
Maybe he
'cause
grabbed
I
the
noticed
key.
some of them too.
He grabbed the key.
From
Grabbed
the
the
owner
key,
that
yeah,
quick.
okay.
Have
That
you worked
quick.
in a
That was
place
so
where you've got
fast.
like 16 keys? You don't find it that quickly. I remember
No.
working at a video store and like,
or
you just, like,
maybe he did what they didn't do. He kicked the door down.
Oh, okay, all right, okay,
Yeah, okay.
fair.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Because they were just like, it's not opening. Give us the key. He probably kicked that.
All right, I'll give you a
Could
little bit
be.
of that.
So
I would
yeah,
like to
but
see
that,
it.
but I didn't think about that. But I did like that scene, and not even just that, but the fact that because this is also the first time we really seen Ghostface like jumping people in public, like even when he called Sam and then jumped out from behind them bushes or whatever and just started chasing her ass. I was just like, oh, this Ghostface they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Killing people on the train, like killing people in the fucking bodega where there's camera, like all this. I'm like, come on, all right, Ghostface, you feeling yourself? You getting Gucci? You feeling froggy than leak?
And I think this is why I love this one so much, because it's not in Woodsboro, like I mentioned before. It's in New York, and we're experiencing these different things that we never experienced before. So I think that's why I like it a lot more.
It being in New York really did like it. It makes sense because on the train, you are on the train and people are crazy, and so.
Yeah.
You know, seeing Mindy like looking around, being like, "Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that?" Like that's me on the train. I will have my pocket, my little knife in my pocket. Like, okay, who's looking at me kind of sketchy? Because people are crazy, and this city is very wild.
So with that, let's get to the train. Since we're then we're gonna go on to the final scene. But yeah, what did y'all think about like that? And granted, I've been to New York plenty of times, but I'm not a New Yorker. But so let me ask both Xero and Van. I was like, because part of me was like, this is definitely a horror thing, mate. But I could be wrong. I was like, do the lights go out? I know the lights go out on the train. No, wait. I know the lights go out on the train.
For that long.
Like, do they go out that much and for that long?
Yes.
It depends on what
Where
train
you
car you
going?
are.
Yeah.
But if you're on like the older train cars that have the seats that are yellow and orange, then yeah,
The
like
likelihood is
that.
higher.
It's definitely a possibility, but like they're slowly getting rid of
for a
those.
while. I was like, I've seen the lights go out, but not for that long.
Yeah.
But even when they do go out, like it's not always that
Completely dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that dark. The A train.
But they do be going out.
They do because the A train
Yeah.
going to Broadway Junction.
I haven't seen the lights go off since the 90s.
Oh, that's you're blessed.
Yeah.
You're blessed. You're lucky. No,
Yo, what line are you on? Because we're not on the same line.
Yeah,
The
let them know what line you on. Yeah, because New York born and raised.
Yeah, the A train
Hello.
be stuck. It'll be stuck underground, and sometimes the lights will flicker. But I have been stuck where the lights were not that dark, but like half the train was illuminated. I'm like, okay, well, this is it.
I know what side of the train I'm riding on.
Mhm.
Like, all right, well,
Shit. This Midwest boy is like, absolutely not.
Where are you located?
Well, yeah, what y'all think about the train scene? Besides the lights.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I was worried that my main concern with this movie is that, because I have Friday the 13th Part 8 stuck in my head and how much of a terrible movie and a cash grab that was, even though it was so fucking expensive. So I'm like, oh no, like, don't do it to us again. And, especially because now trends are like everything.
mm-hmm.
I didn't want them to do something stupid, what, the producers think that New York is like, Ghostface goes in, he gets like a chopped cheese or something, or like, say like Ghostface then like Ghost says like dead ass, or like, he got the Timbs on, and like, I did make the joke on my Instagram about the black puffer, but like I didn't want to see any of that, because that would just ruin everything.
Yeah, it would take you out
and
of
it would just be like, I know Scream has a very specific genre of corny that is like very appropriate for the franchise, but if they threw some shit like that in there, I was gonna be angry. And it's like, this is not the right flavor of corny that's supposed to be here. And it scared me. I was like, don't do that, please don't do that to me.
I was gonna say Scream 7, he's gonna be wearing a do-rag and Timbs and saying dead ass.
Chill.
That's a hate crime.
He's gonna have
no. We need a gay killer finally. That's what we need.
Around his neck.
Yeah.
Which actually, funny enough, that something that now that I'm thinking about it, that me and my friend talked about, was like, we haven't had like a person of color Ghostface yet.
That would
Is
be
that
nice
something,
too.
that's something you would want to see? Or you was like, nah, let the serial killers.
No,
like Yutaka said, I want a gay Ghostface, and also I want a person of color Ghostface.
They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait.
We kind of had one with, because like I said, in my mind, he was gay with Greg, so
I don't think it's that way.
Explicitly or lesbian. Like, give me something to where it's just like, oh, that's cool, because we could be killers.
And yeah, granted, yeah, I would like more explicit, because yeah, we joke about Billy and Stu, but technically,
watch them wait.
Technically,
like we in New York now. Watch. They're gonna wait until we head over to
San
Francisco. And now the killer's gay.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think they're gonna stay in New York for the next one, or you think they're gonna leave?
I think they're gonna leave.
I think they're gonna leave.
But to another city environment, though, because this setting, like, it just did. I will say it did wonders, because it finally felt scary again in terms of anything could happen anywhere. I loved that.
Yeah.
And it felt more real. I don't know why it felt. I guess it just felt realer to me. Like,
are you kidding? Because that shit happens on the daily. I went
when
I was in college. Like my group partner got stabbed in the lung on the bus. Like, just this very nice boy from Kazakhstan, very cute, preppy. Like, no reason. Like, this should really be happening, and it's that much worse when they're in the ghost face mask, right?
Yeah. Having it on Halloween.
And on Halloween, on top of Halloween.
Yeah.
There's always like a gang initiation on Halloween.
No, it's true. I don't want to talk like too much about gang stuff, but it's a thing. If you're from New York, then you know you're not really supposed to be not aware of your surroundings on holidays like Halloween, because
usually it's not even Halloween. A lot of times it's the day before Halloween, what they call Mystery Night. That's when they really start
Mischief
acting
Night,
stupid.
Right? And that's when Bridge and Tunnel Gang come over and then just kind of fuck up everyone who is even a little bit drunk in the bodega, and it's not safe. It's not.
So be like Sam, guys, and carry a taser.
Yeah, and then always tase them in the balls.
Yeah, tase them in the balls.
Yeah,
or the cooch, depending on if you got a Quinn.
Actually, though, I don't think it's legal. I don't think it's legal to have a taser here. So she should have gotten arrested.
You're not supposed to have a taser. You're not supposed to have pepper spray.
You're not supposed to have pepper spray.
You're not.
Well, how the hell are you defending?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Call the police.
Even where I'm from, like I'm Philly, and it's the same thing. No tasers, no pepper spray, none of that.
Well, I'm in a red state, so Lord knows everybody has everything.
That's some bullshit. Well, pepper spray wouldn't work for Ghostface. Like, I got a mask, bitch. Like, what you
like lift it up a little.
But anyway, so now we're at the end of the movie. So final action sequence. Of course, we get the monologue, and my favorite moment of the entire movie, and probably one of my, like, it's got to be up there in terms of favorite moments of the franchise, is when we never seen it before. Two Ghostface on screen together.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment with the
that
knife
moment when they just said
at the same time.
Good.
I was turned, like, I got a boner at them. Like,
yeah, I melted in my seat at that. I was like, oh, that's sexy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like premature ejaculating at that moment. Like, I was like, this is gorgeous.
See,
like,
normal people would think me fucking weird listening to this. You know
Probably.
what I mean?
Probably.
But we fucking love it. I love it.
I was like, you could stab me next. I was like, yes.
They practice that, like the brother.
They definitely had to practice that. They're like,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
No,
you did it too early. I'm wondering how many takes I wonder how many takes was that, because it's like, oh no, you did it too early. No, gotta do it again.
But they had to count how many times they was going to stay there. Like, you go. All right, then we do this.
3, 2,
That was
1.
so good. That scene was good.
It was.
Because even when they pinned Ghostface, I love
no
that.
normal people here. But yeah, and I talked about this before. Like, yeah, I'm crazy when it comes to, like, horror. Like, when I was 5, I wanted a fucking Chucky doll. Like, so, like, this stuff did not bother. I wanted to. Yeah. Or, like, I used to want to be haunted by ghosts and all this other. Like, I was weird. Or, like, when my mother, I don't know if you guys ever had this, like, where your parents would be like, oh, don't eat junk food before you go to bed. You're gonna have nightmares. I'm like, challenge accepted. So I would eat because I wanted to have a nightmare. So that's the type of time I was on.
So do you mess with the Ouija board?
That I don't do that. That's
the real questions.
Yeah, that's too far.
I wouldn't either. Like, oh my god, absolutely not.
Too far.
That's my co-host Forge wants to do one on
that's
camera.
The one I wouldn't do.
No.
I don't believe in any of that stuff, but a marketing company sent me a Ouija board once as part of, like, a press package, and I was like, "What do y'all want me to do with this?"
Use it.
What? Need this?
No, I'm not about to fuck around and find out.
A Ouija board is the one thing I won't fuck with.
About aggressively minding my business, and I said that, and that means on this earth and not on this earth. I'm minding my business.
I would toss that out in the trash.
Even like Charm, I'm a big Charm fan, and they got the Ouija, but like, nope.
No.
I won't even have it like as a set piece. But yeah, so we get to the monologue. Of course, you know, every Scream movie got to have a monologue with the motivation. What did y'all think about? And then also when we fought the first time, 3 Ghostface, technically. Granted, we didn't see the dad in the Ghostface, but he was Ghostface. What did y'all think about the revenge? And it's they're all family. So
I thought his monologue, the cop's monologue, was corny.
His acting was corny.
Yeah. A lot of people,
it was a little corny.
Yeah, too, people are saying they don't really like his acting that much.
Yeah,
and he's a good actor. But
especially when Sam was just like, "Oh, your dad, your son was a limp dick." He was like, "No." I was like, "Come on now, like, you give a little." I
love his reaction.
It's a little too much.
I loved his reactions though. It was funny to me, but it was kind of, I feel like every Scream they tried to like up it, and like even in the last movie when like I wasn't buying Amber when she was like doing the most, and I was just like, all right, this like y'all trying to be like a Billy and Stu, and it's just not working. And even with this one, like with the dad, I just wasn't feeling it. I believe Quinn. She looked crazy as hell.
Yeah.
But the other two I didn't really care for. And the motive, I'm just like, okay.
Ethan was too quiet. Like he's a quiet,
Ethan was definitely too quiet.
Weird one. Yeah.
He's getting a lot of hate on the internet now. Like there's a lot of people talking about his acting recently.
His acting was okay, but Dermot Mulroney just took it to like a 20, and I saw someone's like, he's the new Jill. I go, no, Emma Roberts knew what she was doing. I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Right.
That's my problem.
And actually, he brings up a good point. This is also something that kind of to me made me think he was Ghostface. The moment he called them at the hospital,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were trying to figure out when they explained their plan and things like that. To me, he sounded a little bit like Ghostface when he was talking. Not during the last monologue, but on the phone. I was like, he's Ghostface. That voice sounds too familiar.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that kind of gave it away for me. So that and the shrine with all the evidence. But yeah, it was. I thought it was a nice little final like action sequence or whatever. The monologue was a little corny, but I mean, it screamed. All the monologues are kind of corny for the most part.
Yeah.
But
this is where the Carpenter sisters actually like shine.
Yeah.
Sarah, I said Sarah. No, but say Tim. Sam and Tara.
Sam and Tara, yeah.
They killed it.
Their chemistry is so good.
Yeah, no, I love that. And then the whole moment, like, because the whole thing about this movie was, Sam, you have to let me go. I have to live my life. So they brought that back at the end when she's like, let me go. You have to trust me. And you know, she didn't want to do it at first. And she finally did. Nice. And granted, it both worked out for her and it didn't work out for her because she did get stabbed.
But he got the worst end.
But he got the worst. And I was hoping she kind of said, I was hoping she kind of like gave a line, like a witty line where he was like, I got you. And she's like, I got you, like, I got you worse or something like that. But she didn't say nothing. I was like, come on, give me the corny.
No, she's like, you can die a virgin. I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
she labored. She let it go. She was there for a minute. She's like, like you gonna feel this.
And she twisted it. But the first one, I was like, how the fuck he looked like? That was like in his brain, like she get in his mouth. Like,
he just basically deep-throated the knife.
All right, no, but it looked like it went. It didn't look like it went down his throat. It looked like it went up, like in the roof of his mouth.
Like it went up. It was through, up, and then a turn.
So basically, what Yutaka is saying is he's used to having knives swallowing like those those performers.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Here's my God, people are gonna be like, you talk about hates. No, I really did enjoy this movie, but here's my biggest gripe of this film is I love this final act, but Sam headshots Quinn, right?
I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, Detective Bailey sees it. He's got a loaded effing gun. She's out. And they charge each other?
Yeah, I had a problem with that too.
I was like, headshot the bitch. Or
that was dramatic.
Like shoot her and it maybe his aim's off and it still hits her. And I would be like, okay. But that
or right find out that you also are out of ammo. So then it would make sense that y'all are charging.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's a movie. I gotta forget. But I was like, that was dumb.
I agree with that, but I also got my life because I was just like, Sam, like she did the damn thing. She was like, fuck it, it didn't work. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
but
I
really love her embracing.
Yeah, you love her doing that, but at least let him find out that he didn't have any more bullets.
Yeah,
so
that would have worked.
Let's fight this shit out. But yeah,
he watched his daughter die, and he's been like grieving over Richie. I'm like, sir, you need to get this together. Pick a damn side. Like,
but I like, but the big come up was he kept saying, Sam, put on the mask. She finally did. And she got him with the phone call, and she's embracing her psychotic. Because Sam is fucking crazy, but she embraced it. He said, and she even said, like, isn't this what you wanted? And so, and of course, you see him getting scared. But that moment again, Sam, she stabbed him several times in the arm, several times in the next arm,
That's her thing. She be going in with the.
She was going in with the stabbing, like.
I was laughing. I loved it.
Even though you couldn't see her face, you knew she was fucking laughing and smiling and giggling. Like you could tell her pussy was getting wet. She was getting an orgasm with all the stabbing that was going on.
That is not good.
And she was about to take the final shot, but then Tara showed up, and I thought they were gonna get him together, like it was a family thing.
Yeah, I thought that too. But what's funny to me is like every time like Sam is having these moments, whether she's speaking to her like dead father or she's just having like one of those moments where she feels like she's about to like go off. You see like Tara coming from behind, like, "Are you okay?" Like she's looking at her sister, like, "Bitch."
Yeah, like, even when she put her hand on the glass, and she was
she was just like, and she did it again at the.
Yeah, what are you doing?
But I did like where Tara though gave her that look, like it's okay.
Yeah. It's like you fucked with our family, stabbed him in the eye. I'm like, come on, yeah, like get him. Get him.
I was a little turned on when
back.
she was stabbing him. The way like that was fierce. I'm like, work, girl.
Yes.
Because she
I loved it, and the way the camera was moving around her when she was.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was getting all the sides, just everything. Right.
She's like, I see your bulletproof vest. Here's what's gonna happen.
Big top energy.
Yes.
Major.
Yes.
Major.
But anyway, speaking of another top, after it was all said and done, we got to see my boyfriend back again, Pug.
He's like, I called the cops because I knew you would need.
Yeah, I called the cops because you needed backup, and they conveniently showed up after everything was said and done.
Conveniently.
And we see, obviously, Kirby was still alive. She brought back Stu's death, but she threw the TV on Ethan. I saw that in the movie. I also love that moment between Kirby and Mindy.
Yes, the trip. Yes.
Yeah, that was a cute moment.
That was good.
That was cute.
Everyone's question. Now I need to know because I knew my answer. Favorite Friday the 13th movie.
They didn't say mine.
Oh, mine was 4. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm a Kirby. Okay.
Yeah. Mine was 6.
2.
Yeah, I think 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 has like I love them both, honestly. 2 and 4 are great.
But for Candyman, when they were like both, I didn't really
both.
like the remake that much. At least for me, the ending was trash. I love the movie all until the end.
That ending was rushed, but it's a beautiful.
You know what?
Messed it up for me.
They did such a good job of de-aging Billy in Billy. No, they did such a good job in de-aging him for Scream 5 and Scream 6. And I thought to myself, why couldn't they do Tony like that? Because as soon as he came back up on the screen, everyone was like, oh, it's CGI Tony Todd.
CGI Tony Todd.
It was not very cute, but they did a great job with the de-aging.
I don't know. Billy still looked like an old head to me.
Yeah,
it's just the hair.
They could have just done she was just hearing voices at this point. Like I love. He also aged.
I think he's great. I don't want to say, but he also did age a little bit better than Tony Todd did. Like Tony Todd do be looking like old man.
This comment right here.
Like that's the one. Why she sees him is
I'm about to pin. Let me pin that comment.
Bye, Michael.
You're wrong.
In the chat, like Yaya in the shorts, baby.
No,
anyway,
I like what you said, Vanta. That's good because it makes sense because he's literally a reflection. Like in 5, it's in the rearview mirror. It's always in the reflection, and okay, that's a little meta. I like it.
But anyway, wrapping up, get into the end. So everybody lives. We saw it. Everybody lived.
Disagree with that.
That should not have happened.
Nope. Same. Listen, Chad's great. I want to see him shirtless all the time. He shouldn't have lived. We got them kissing again. I'm like, keep that boy can't breathe. Like
I didn't have that. But and Mindy shouldn't have come running back like that. I'm like, girl, you practically.
First of all, I was like, how is she running like? How was she even running like that? Bitch, you got stabbed. You got stabbed like
in a hospital. How
not even just that, but
OR.
She should be limping or something. She was running like she was on the fucking track team.
Right.
Like, ain't no way you running that easily.
Yeah, I was like, no, Mindy, this is not. No,
this ain't it.
No
Mindy.
way.
No.
But they just wanted to show. They wanted to show the core 4 together as the movie ended. They wanted to have that line oh my god, I can't believe we all lived.
I laughed. I mean, yes, I laughed.
I mean, it was cute, but like, come on.
Yeah, but does it need to be cute?
Yeah, it must.
That was so sorry.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so then the movie, and we see Sam staring at. Did you think she was gonna keep the mask?
No. I was hoping. I was really hoping.
That would have been nice if she did.
Yes, but I want to see her go ape shit.
But I think the reason she dropped it is because of Tara. She looked at her sister, and then she was like, "You know what?"
Brought her back.
Yeah,
so I would have ran around the corner later and just go pick it up.
That's gonna be a part 7, Xero. Watch. She's like, hold up, I forgot something. And you're gonna see going back.
She's gonna get her own mask.
Do you think though, if Tara, like, if they were to kill off Tara, that would be what like set Sam off?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I would
Yes.
love to see that.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
I would enjoy. That I would definitely enjoy. I don't want to say I want her to be the villain because that sounds bad.
I do.
But I want her
I
to be the villain.
do.
Like I want her to snap.
Mhm.
I really want her to
And
snap.
truth, and also, I think that would be the best way or the best reason to bring Sydney back. Now Sam, because and then also like the fact that she's seeing Billy or whatever, like that would be the best way to bring
That
Sydney
would
back.
be.
Okay.
Okay.
Now she has to help them. Now she has to help take out Sam, or maybe try to talk her down or whatever. But basically, fight Sam.
And Gail's still, kicking. So
Yeah.
Or is she?
I mean, they said, they had that run, which also is another
They
like
said.
talk about Yutaka, like another plot hole in the sense of like when hot next door neighbor boyfriend was like, oh yeah, I called Mount Cyanide and they told me that Mindy and Gail are safe.
you can't just do
Motherfucker,
that.
you ain't related. You ain't related
Can't
to
do
neither
that.
one of them. They're not
There
gonna
are
give you any
HIPAA
information.
laws. That's not how
Yeah,
that
they're not
works.
gonna give you any information like that over the phone. Like, who are you? So I was just
That's
like,
also, I mean,
they
with
just did that. They did that for the audience.
for the audience.
Mhm.
With
Yeah.
the therapist scene, the fact that he had his files in his office, just in there, I'm like, that would never happen. That shit is locked and key. You
Yeah.
can't find that. I was like, okay, it's for a movie, fine, whatever. But very weird. I understand why Yutaka's like some of the plot holes are a little
They were
because-
too hard to ignore, even though
Yeah.
as much as I
Yeah.
had fun, like this movie, I will say, this movie is fun. It is a lot of fun. Like, I was not expecting, I still can't decide if I like this or 5 better. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head, even though I already want to go back and see this again.
Yeah.
That's what's like, I'm like,
Did you do that with 5? How many times you seen 5 in the theater?
twice.
Okay.
And this will probably be probably a 4th. Like I like, see, that's why it's hard. Like I can be critical, but I'm just like,
but you can
it's
still
like,
enjoy it.
But
Yeah.
I definitely had more fun with this movie than 5. And I think because I
Same.
had so much fun, I was able to let go of some of the
The plot
I
holes
usually
and
am
stuff.
quick. I usually am quick to like. I'm like, but this didn't. How did you do this? But I'm like, I had fun with this movie, so I let a lot of that go. But with that said, I mean, post credit scene, it was fun. It was cute. It was funny.
laughed.
Again
Yeah.
with the meta commentary, guys. If you
Try
didn't
to-
say there was a post credit scene, it's not anything important, but it was fun.
It's
Scream
fine.
with the meta commentary. But with that said, wrapping it up now officially, what is your Scream rankings? For the entire franchise. So for me,
Let me pull
it's
up
Scream 1,
Letterboxd.
Scream 2, Scream 6, Scream 4, Scream 5, and then Scream 3.
Solid.
Okay.
So whoever wants
Keep
to
going
jump
in my
in,
head.
go next. And then also in the chat, if you've seen all the Scream movies, give me your rankings. Or if you're watching on the replay, let me know your rankings for the Scream movies.
All right.
So whoever wants to go in, jump in next.
I'll go. I'm just gonna say this now. And I tweeted this the other day. It changes because I like to have fun. I watch these movies and sometimes it changes. But right now, it's 2 because I love part 2 so much. Even though I love 1, but I love 2 for a lot of reasons. So it's 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, then 3. That's mine.
I'm like going through them. I'm like, okay. I think it's 1, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you like 4 the least.
Yeah.
What?
wow.
Okay, whatever.
That movie is
I
like
guess-
glossy as shit. I was watching it the other day. It's like that. And that opening is horrible. I hate that opening so much.
Yeah, the opening.
Oh my god.
4 though was ahead of its time because YouTube wasn't as huge back then though. So like
Yeah.
now I think 4 would be like, that would be perfect. But back then I don't think people really had fun with it. But I guess I'm same. It changes. Well, the one thing that doesn't change so far, 1 just owns my heart.
And 1 still holds up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
opening this opening came very close though. But 1, 2, because I can't believe some of you have 2 so low. And
That's what I'm
then
saying. 2 gotta be up there, baby.
yeah, and then oh wow, and then 6, 5, 4, and 3.
Gail homosexual trying to get jumped on
Let's go, gay.
One thing I would say about 4, I think
Scream 4 is a
Jill's.
mess.
I think Jill's like she has one of the most funnest reveals ever. I still cackle every time I watch her like fucking perform. Like her just beating herself up, throwing herself at the mirror, throwing herself through the glass. It's a mess, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, I love that. Like it reminds me
Yeah.
of, I don't know if you guys seen like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Yes.
When she did that to herself to frame
Yeah.
Martin. Like if you haven't seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, first of all,
Please.
like, well, go see A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. It's a classic. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but I love that movie. And also, if you want to have a recap of all the Scream movies, they're now on Paramount. They weren't all before, but now they're all on Paramount Plus. Who didn't go? Xero. You're the holdout.
My ranking, as of course, subject to change. I also haven't seen 2 and 3 in a very long time. But according to my letterbox, I have 1, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3.
Okay. Wow,
Okay.
2 is so low. I'm just shocked.
Well, no, Xero, so
I'd
you're
be
gonna
down
rewatch
to
2
do a
and
rewatch.
3. And
But actually,
then
quick
we'll
question, because I heard
revisit.
because you
We'll
brought it up,
revisit
Xero.
this.
Because you brought it up, and I think somebody else brought it up. What the hell is Letterbox? I keep hearing people talk about it, and I'm like,
You were joking.
no, I'm serious. What is?
I don't
Letterboxd?
use
You
it, but I know
have
of it.
I've heard of it,
Why
but I
don't
don't even know.
you use
I heard people
Letterboxd?
talk about it, like, oh, check out my Letterbox, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is Letterbox?
It's a great
It's,
way to. Oh my god.
If you can track movies and TV shows that you watch and review them, and you can like have a bunch of different lists.
Girl,
and-
you're not even on Letterbox. Why are you doing this? You don't follow me. You're not even
I
on Letterbox.
am. I'm following you.
Dang, calling people out.
Yeah, I was like, I am following you. What?
No,
Okay.
it's good for nerds like all of us who like
Yeah.
to keep track of rankings and lists and ratings. And I personally am a nosy ass bitch, and I want to know what everyone else is watching, what they
Yeah.
think of it, and also it helps me from
Dang,
like
they
scrolling on
they
Netflix
calling
for
me out.
hours. First it was Shudder, and now it's Letterboxd. Chase follows me on Letterboxd.
Yeah, we love Chase.
I don't
You all
use
should
Letterboxd
too.
enough. I'll follow you, but I don't use it enough. But I did use it last year so I could keep track of all the horror films that I did
Yeah.
see, because I wanted to know how many new films I saw of horror.
Mhm.
So I will say I was because I saw like 70. I'm not saying they were all good,
Mhm.
but I was like, okay, maybe Letterboxd is a good thing. And it's like, now rate me. I'm like, oh, well, this is too much. I was like, I'll at least
I
I'll
do
document
like
what I watch.
though, like if I pay for the app, and if you pay for the app, then at the end of the year, like your Spotify gives you your Wrapped for what you listen to, like your
Letterboxd does the
Letterbox
same.
gives you a Wrapped, which is kind of cute. I like seeing people's like
Oh.
curves and like what type of movie watcher you are. I'm pretty neutral, but
And they tell you like
yeah.
the most watched director, the most watched actress, and things like that. It's pretty cool. And it's like a
It's-
diary.
I
It's
do
like a
like
diary
It
of
is a
all the
that.
movies
diary.
That's
you
kind of
watch.
Yeah.
cool.
If you
Okay.
are ever in, for people listening, if you're like one of those bitches who just like, oh, there's nothing to watch, and then you end up scrolling on Netflix for 47 hours, then watching The Office for like the 17th time,
Mhm.
like get this fucking app and make
Yeah.
a watch list, please.
It's great.
You'll thank yourself later.
I
Yeah,
have not
apparently I
watched
need-
The Office.
Apparently,
So.
I need to get
I'm
Letterboxd.
surprised
All right.
you don't have it because we
Do one, make it
talked about
tonight, Michael.
Yeah, tonight, please. Thank you.
Yeah. And follow us all.
They are just.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
I'm nosy and I want to know what the fuck you're up to.
You
It's,
can do
it's
your
a
rankings
selfish
on there too.
need.
You can make
Yeah.
rankings and stuff of the movies. That's how I looked at my screen. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
I'll make a Letterboxd, but also I don't do too many rankings. That's too much because like people are like, oh, what's your ranking for MCU movie? I'm like, it's like 900
That's a
movies. I'm not doing all that. Like, that's
That's
just,
a lot.
I
Yeah,
just
I
know
ain't
my
doing all that.
favorite.
But also,
my top
with that,
3 of
yeah,
MCU, and that's about it.
I guess drop your letterboxes here in the.
Okay.
Same as everything.
Sure.
But also with that, speaking of dropping, we are done with the stream. So thank you guys. If you watched the entire 2 hours, thank you guys so much. If you're coming back to watching on the replay, whatever, if you watched a little bit of it, because we went for 2 hours and it's Sunday night. Some people got to work. Some people got to work tomorrow. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. But with that said, we're gonna start with Yutaka. Let the people know where they can find you.
Oh,
Just on blast.
that face.
Oh, rude.
And also what you got coming up.
All right. So you can find me at the Horror Hour TV. Same thing on our Instagram and Twitter. And we've got our own live show tomorrow talking about Screamed, where I'm going to get eviscerated. So I'm excited. And we've got more reviews and interviews on the way.
All right, next is Bobby
Oh,
Alexis
hello.
Spooky.
So yeah, Bobby Torres with a Z, not an S. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Bobby Likes the Spooky, People Under the Skiers podcast. What I have coming up, we have a new episode of People Under the Skiers coming out tomorrow. We are talking about Demon Night. And
Oh, yes.
it's a mess. And Wednesday, we will be talking about Scream 6 on Screen Kings as well.
And also let the people know, because we have people saying you cute. Let them know where they can slide in your DMs.
Oh my God.
Bobby Torres,
agent of chaos.
Bobby Torres with a Z, not an S on Twitter, Instagram. I mentioned it, but I'm married, so sorry.
Damn.
I just can't wait for the side eye of Wednesday night of who was that? Was that Michael? What's his name?
You want to talk about a real agent of chaos? Is that one?
Oh my! His side eye was on point. I was dying. So. Yeah, I just discovered you guys on Wednesday, and I'm in love.
Drop the OnlyFans. Well, with that, speaking of dropping the OnlyFans, Xero, where can they find your OnlyFans?
www.onlyfans.com/IBK. Just kidding. Don't
yes,
You're not gonna find me. You're not gonna find me on OnlyFans.
Look, you got somebody typing it. You got somebody typing it right now.
No, I wish I had the confidence, but I've been Zero Gravity with an X and not a Z. You can find me online at IDK Gravity. My podcast is going strong in season 2. My podcast is called Blurdy Massacre. You could find it on wherever you get your podcast, Funky Fix. And I'm going out to host Salem Horror Fest next month. And I'm super excited. And it's lit. Yeah. Thanks for having me again. I had a great time tonight.
I hope you're bringing me, but we'll talk about that.
Come on.
Wait, are you not going?
I may be there. I'm trying to book my tickets.
We're all separated though. You know that, Bobby? We're all separated.
I'm trying to go the weekend you're there. You're there the last weekend, correct?
Yeah, but like all of our homies are going to be there the first weekend. And I'm like,
why?
Because they like set up their whole accommodations before I was announced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out when to go.
Come hang out with me.
I was like, we'll talk about it offline. But speaking of announcing, Vanta, let the people know where they can find you.
Hey.
What you got coming up?
Vanta Creates. You can find me on Twitter, Letterboxd Xero, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. What do I have coming up? Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about The Last of Us, the last episode. I'll be on here in the Safe Haven, so stay tuned for that.
Hey.
Yes. So yeah, tomorrow, hit the bell notification button. The Last of Us, the final episode, aired tonight at 9 p.m. or still going on right now, 9 p.m. Eastern. So
10 more minutes.
People jumped out to go watch it. But yeah, final episode. So we'll be going live tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So come pull up in the live stream. We're going to be talking about that final episode. And what else I got? I don't know. Hit the bell notification button.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh no, I just remember this week I'm seeing Shazam. I'm seeing John Wick Chapter 4 on Tuesday. So Tuesday I'm seeing John Wick. Wednesday I'm seeing Shazam, and then Thursday I'm seeing Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm actually now excited about because it's now currently at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which I was like,
Was not expecting that.
Be on the lookout for that because depending on when the review embargo lifts, all my reviews for that will be dropping. So if you're not subscribed, hit the bell notification button. Be on the lookout for that, and yeah, come pull up on the live tomorrow night. And with that, guys, we are out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Had fun. All queer panel success. Yes, I definitely need to have these guys back. I don't know for what, but we'll figure it out.
Whatever, anything.
Yeah.
Hit the like button again. Watch, like, share, comment, interact on the video for the all gay rhythm. And we are out. Also, buy some Black Gay Comic